Fans, it's your man D back. Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. All right, check it out, guys. We got the Clippers versus the Nuggets. And soon here, my man Sports Network should be plugging in with him. It's at the beginning of the game right now, guys. So Doc Rivers is giving his speech. They're just talking about him. But the starting lineup: Patrick Beverley, Paul George, Zubac, Kawhi Leonard, and Markieff Morris for the Clippers. Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, Jeremy Grant, and Paul Millsap for the Denver Nuggets. So that's going to be the starting lineups for the night, guys. Let me see. I don't see Lewis's email sending me the link yet. So we're going to crank up until, I get in there with Lewis. So about to get to the tip-off, guys. About to get to tip-off. All right. So the Los Angeles Clippers gets the tip-off. And it's Patrick Beverley at the top of the key with the rock. Kicks it over to Paul George. Paul George tries to squeeze through traffic, almost gets tied up. Gets it to Markieff Morris for the little short jump hook inside. So here's Gary Harris with the ball. Harris gets it over to Jokic. Jokic to Jamal Murray. Jamal back over to Jokic. Jokic for the 15-foot jumper, bottom of the net. So Jokic is feeling it often and early. Game just starting 2-2 on the board, guys. Patrick Beverley bringing the ball down. Well, the Nuggets gets it inside to Paul George. Paul George right over the top of Jokic, but he can't score. Jokic comes down with the rebound. Gets the ball ahead to Gary Harris. Goes right down inside to Paul Millsap for the easy layup. All right, so the Denver Nuggets take an early 2-point lead to start this first quarter, 4-2. Patrick Beverley coming down with the rock for the Clippers over to Kawhi. Back to Patrick Beverley for a three, and Patrick Beverley has been coming alive from that three-point line this playoffs, guys. Patrick Beverley drains it 5-4. So Jokic gets the foul on young Zubac. Zubac trying to defend Jokic and didn't work out for him so well. I don't know if Doc Rivers likes that call, but you got to deal with it, Doc. All right, another whistle blown. Justice Jamal Murray get the ball, so the refs had to be on the whistle real quick. Like we got 2 quick fouls on the Los Angeles Clippers. And tell you something, guys, you don't want these fouls building up too early for these Clippers. All right, Gary Harris brings the ball in, gets it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray over to Jokic. To Murray, good give and go by Jokic and Murray. Joker in the corner. Oh, Gary Harris three, bangs it, bottom of the net. And I'll tell you one thing, guys, he had a 3-point shooting display in the last game. And if he does that this game, then I'm pretty sure that the Denver is going to put up quite a fight against these Clippers. Oh, Paul George almost gets the ball ripped. 3 seconds to shoot. Paul George turns around and drains it. Nice shot by Paul George. Here comes Jamal Murray. Patrick Beverley on the defense. Jamal Murray still with Patrick Beverley pestering him. Beverley, good defense by Beverley. Murray drives down inside. Gets it outside to Paul Millsap. Here comes Jokic with the spin move on Zubac, but good defense on Zubac to keep Jokic from getting inside. So it's going to be a foul on Jeremy Grant trying to defend. So it looked like Grant was trying to get under the screen and kind of pushed Beverly right out the way there. All right, so Paul George with the ball at the top of the key. Paul George dribbles down inside, short jumper, but Paul George can't hit. And Jeremy Grant shoots the three, and he can't hit. So Paul George comes down inside, stops, tries to kick the ball back out, but good defense by Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap gets the ball over to Jamal Murray for three, and he drains it. So Denver Nuggets coming out feeling it, guys. 10-7, 8 minutes, 33 seconds left in this first quarter. Kawhi Leonard at the top of the key with the ball. They locked down Kawhi Leonard in this last game. Anytime he touched the ball, they tried to get over there, get the double team on him. Outside in the corner, Markieff Morris for three. He can't hit. Joker with another rebound. Here comes the Denver Nuggets. 3-point lead. Jamal Murray with the ball. Paul Millsap makes the move on Jermichael Green. Dribbles down inside, and no foul call. Good defense by Jermichael Green, and Patrick Beverly inside with the quick layup. Pass from Kawhi Leonard. Nice dish from Kawhi Leonard finding Patrick Beverly cutting to the lane. Brings this to a 1-point game. Jamal Murray fouled by Patrick Beverly. So Patrick Beverly's crying about a challenge, but Patrick, calm down. It's one possession, 9-10, first quarter. I don't think Doc Rivers is going to risk using a challenge this early in the game. So, and to tell you the truth, I don't even understand why Patrick Beverly's crying about a challenge because he got too much contact on him. So Jamal Murray to the rack for 2 points. Here comes Jamal Murray. They can't let this kid get off early. Double team on Kawhi Leonard again. Gets the ball outside to Michael Green for three. Tie game. So here we go, guys. So tied at 12. Paul Millsap across the court to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray gets tied up. Good defense. And Joker inside, slashes inside for the layup. 14-12. Back and forth game. Denver started off that first game hanging with the Clippers this way, and then when it got to the third quarter, the Clippers just kind of took off. See if that happens this game or if they can find a way to stay in. And Kawhi Leonard with the nice Jordan-esque move down there in the hole, turnaround double to make this game 14-14. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left. Jamal Murray inside to the Joker. Joker with the short jump hook. Joker 16-14. Denver is feeling it. They're looking good in this first quarter, guys. Jermichael Green gets the ball over to Markieff Morris. Markieff, long jumper, and Markieff Morris drains it. 16-16 game. So looks like the Denver Nuggets are doing pretty well on the defense. On offensive end right now, giving Clippers all kind of problems with their defense. They're moving the ball pretty well. Joker facilitating. Here comes Joker. Gets it over to Gary Harris for another three-pointer. So Gary Harris, guys, he is feeling it. He's feeling it this game. Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Kawhi goes down inside. Double teamed immediately, just like usual. Gets out to Michael Green. Michael Green gets over to Paul George. Jeremy Grant on the defense. Goes behind the back. Step back jumper. Paul George. Nothing but the bottom of the net. 19-18. 5.5 minutes left in this quarter. Nikola Jokic with the ball, and picks up a foul on Jermichael Green. So that's 4 quick team fouls in this first quarter by the LA Clippers. Nuggets up by 1 with 5 minutes left in this first quarter, 19-18. So, and you know, guys, again, in that first game, we watched the Denver Nuggets, hang in there. The first 2 quarters and a half, they hung in there. They fought and battled the Los Angeles Clippers. But then they just couldn't keep up that intensity. And eventually the Clippers came back and, put them away in impressive fashion. So, again, let's see if that happens here today. But to start this game, the Denver Nuggets are looking really good, really good. And if you guys watched the prediction show, there was a really significant stat that I found out just doing research that the Denver Nuggets in back-to-back games against teams over 55%, guys, they're 1-6. 1-6. So they usually lose these games. On the flip side of that, with the Los Angeles Clippers, when they're in that same similar situation, they absolutely demolish teams. So they come back off that loss to the team before, and they put them away in impressive fashion. They 8-0 in that scenario, and 13-0. Well, I'm sorry, the 13-0 in that scenario, and 8-0 covering the point spread. So, the statistics of these two teams, as far as beating a team 55 or over, back to back, they're totally opposite. Denver usually loses that battle 1-6, where the Clippers are undefeated in that situation, 13-0 and covering the spread, which the spread was 10 points this game. They're 8-0 at doing that. So not only do they usually come back and beat that team, but they do it in impressive fashion. And that's just, to me, that's just a sign of Doc Rivers, coaching. Coaching has to play a part of that. Doc Rivers and his coaching staff, they look at film and they find out what they were doing wrong and they make adjustments. And these adjustments are shown in the game after. They do such a good job against these things. They fix the mistakes that they made. Whereas Denver is showing the propensity to not do that as well. Okay. So again, it's kind of one of those things there where those are the statistics. Not to say that that's going to play a part in this game, but you got one team that's 13-0 in this situation, then you have another team that's 1-6 in this situation. Well, in the first quarter here, it doesn't appear that that's going to be the case, but we got a lot of game to play, so we'll see how that plays out. Waiting to see if my partner in crime, Lewis Sports Network, Lewis is in school, guys, in college. So sometimes, these papers and such gets a little busy. Hopefully he can make it tonight, guys. But, life takes a hold of us sometimes. All right, guys, so we're back in action. Jamal Murray with the ball gets it to Joker. Joker over to Grant in the corner for 3, but Grant can't hit the shot. Paul George comes down with the rebound, goes down the other end, takes his own 3, and he misses. Nikola Jokic with the rebound. He'll get it over to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray at the top of the key, quickly double teamed and fouled. He got fouled by Lou Will, who just checks in for the Denver Nuggets. 4 minutes, 56 seconds on the shot clock. Guys, and looking at my scoreboard here, finally, I think I found a scoreboard that's going to keep up with us. This one's actually a little bit ahead of us. I'm 19-18 on the scoreboard, so I'm probably a few seconds, maybe, 20, 30 seconds behind the live game here. And Jamal Murray shoots a long 3, and he can't hit. Here comes Lou Will for the Clippers. Lou Will goes right down inside, but he kicks the ball outside to Paul George for the 3, and Paul George drains it, 21-19. Here comes Nikola Jokic. Jokic has Montrezl Harrell on the defense. Montrezl Harrell, good defense on Jokic. And it looks like there's a foul. Is that an offensive foul on Jokic? Oh, okay. No, they're going to call that foul on Montrezl Harrell. And Montrezl Harrell he plays big, but guys, we got to remember, he's not as tall as Jokic, nowhere near. He just has those long arms, and he plays, he plays that position well. But although he's a good defender with long arms, it's going to be hard for him to deal with a top-notch center like Nikola Jokic. I mean, there's really only one center, in my opinion, that you can argue is better than him. And for me, that would be Joel Embiid. And again, there's an argument. But with that being said, Joker's going to give Harrell a bunch of problems. So Kawhi Leonard comes down inside, short jumper, and Kawhi Leonard drains it 23-21. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in this quarter. Monte Morris is checked in for the Denver Nuggets and gets the ball to Jokic. Jokic over to Grant. Grant with Paul George on the defense. And Kawhi Leonard hits the ball out of bounds with 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Good defense by Kawhi Leonard. My man Brandon Nicholson in the building. He says Montrezl Harrell is a junkyard dog like Patrick Beverley. Yeah, man. These guys are tenacious on the defensive end. Very high intensity, they get in there on it. So Monte Morris checked in. He gets the ball from Jokic, gets it back to Jokic. 5 seconds to shoot. Has Harold on him. Jokic turns around. Jump hooks inside, and Joker right over the top of Harold drains it to tie this game 23-23. Lou Will got the ball, gets it over to Harold at the top of the key. Harold gives it to Kawhi, sets up the screen, pulls out of it, double team, and Kawhi across court. And a corner three by Paul George that goes in 26-23. So it looks like the Clippers offense is rolling just as well today. Here comes Nikola Jokic, backing down Montrezl Harrell, kicks the ball out for Monte Morris, three, bottom of the net, 26-26. It's a shootout, guys, an early game shootout. Remember on the prediction show, we said it might go over, so it's looking good for that over. And Paul George drives down inside, tries to get the layup, and no continuation. Torrey Craig comes behind him, get that mess out of here. Nikola Jokic with the running jump hook over Montrezl Harrell. Crazy looking shot, but it goes right in. And that's what makes the Joker so special. So Kawhi Leonard with the ball at the top of the key gets it to Montrezl Harrell down inside, who gets fouled by Michael Porter Jr. attempting the layup. So Montrezl Harrell will go to the line for two. Michael Porter Jr., who just checks in for the Denver Nuggets with an early foul. They're going to be looking for him to step it up tonight. He's going to have to show up if they're looking at beating this Clipper team tonight. Now, Michael Porter Jr., as we know, he is capable of putting up a lot of points and being a huge factor in ball games. They're kind of waiting for this kid to fully develop and come along, but there were expectations of this kid to be a star player. And I'll tell you, he has the potential, and he shows the potential to be that, but he's just going to have to do it on a consistent basis. One thing with that, guys, is that it gets difficult sometimes because you want to see these kids perform like that on a consistent basis, but we got to remember that Montrezl Harrell is actually coming off of the bench also. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, not Montrezl Harrell, but Michael Porter Jr. is coming off of the bench also for the Denver Nuggets. So that's going to be a factor in that. But it's 26-26 right now, guys. 2 minutes and just under 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 50 seconds left in this first quarter. We're on a commercial break. Appreciate you guys coming through, Brandon Nicholson and everybody else out there. I just sent a couple of notifications out. YouTube, man, I new in this YouTube thing, guys, but YouTube has been giving me somewhat of a headache with these notifications. They, some reason they're really just not putting my notifications out. You know, kind of gets a little get a little frustrated if I allow me to, but I don't. So you guys that's here, appreciate you always. Keep coming through. Brandon Nicholson, always appreciate you, brother. Um, I was hoping Lewis got on tonight, but I think maybe his homework may have ran over or something like that. Again, guys, school first. So if my partner Lewis can't make it, no big deal. We got you covered. That's why it's a team effort. Basketball Live with Lewis and D. You know, sometimes D might not show up. Sometimes Lewis might not show up. One of us will show up for this game, and we definitely will rock out, give you guys some live commentary, have some fun in here, get excited, enjoy the game. That's how we do. Brandon said I didn't get a notification just so I happened to be online. Yeah, I know, man. I know, Brandon. It's murder, bro. I'm pretty much, you know, you can follow me on Twitter because I tweet my lives when I go on Facebook. I post them on my Facebook page when I go on, and I'm kind of, you know, Discord. I'm a part of a couple of Discord groups. I post them there. So kind of trying to do my own notifications since YouTube are not getting them out. It's really funny to me. Like they're not going out on a lot of my lives. So kind of, I think we would have more people in here on a consistent basis, but they just don't know that we're here. And, you know, I'm not even sure who to even talk to about that. YouTube, to tell you the truth. But we just keep pushing, Brandon. You know what I mean? We just keep pushing. So, guys, that's why that like and those shares are so important because if you guys have all the social media pages like Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, you know, Discord, Hangouts, I have them on. I'm on all of them. You could share these lives and such, and then other people know that way, you know, put out our own notifications. But that's why I always ask you guys. Well, I don't really often ask, probably not enough, but this is why I always say, you know, smash that like for me because it helps spread the awareness. You know, I never sit up here and beg for super chats. There's a lot of channels that do that. Drop a super chat. Feel free to donate. I don't do that. But what I do ask you guys to do is just hit that like for me so we can get more awareness out there, get more people in here. YouTube doesn't want to send out our notifications. We'll send them out ourselves and have a party, fam. You know what I mean? I don't have a Twitter, but I just like your Facebook. Oh, my man. Appreciate you, Brandon. Appreciate you, my man. I'm actually getting ready to post this on my Facebook page as we speak, especially since we're sitting on commercial break. All right, so we're off commercial break, actually. We're back in action. So Joker, man, he's already feeling it. And while I was rambling on there, guys, just got 2 free throws by the Clippers. They tied Michael Porter Jr. up. Michael Porter Jr. gets it in the corner to a Torrey Craig 3, which is an air ball way up. 28-26. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Gets it in the corner to like Patrick Beverly, or sorry, Lou Will, who was fouled in the corner by Torrey Craig. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left. Ball in foul. Yeah, man. You know, after that first, Joker is something win after that first series, 7 games. So Kawhi Leonard with the ball, double team immediately, still gets the step back jumper. Kawhi Leonard shoots 2 guys on him. They still can't stop him. 30-26. Here comes Joker for the Denver Nuggets. Gets it over to Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig down to Jeremy Grant. Double team on Joker. Back up to Jeremy Grant for 3. Jeremy Grant can't hit. Montrezl Harrell comes down with the rebound. He'll bring the ball down for the Clippers over to Lou Will. Lou Will with Torrey Craig on the defense. Lou Will in the corner to JaMychal Green. JaMychal Green passes it up top to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard down low. In the corner for a 3-pointer by Morris, but that's off. And Michael Porter Jr. down the court with the pass, but Kawhi knocks it away. So it's 20 seconds on the shot clock. Joker is breathing hard. My man Joshua Littlejohn in the building. What's up, Joshua Littlejohn? We got the Denver Nuggets and the LA Clippers, Joshua. 30 to 26 right now. Jamal Murray with the ball. Gives it over to Joker. Joker with the short jump hook inside. Can't hit. Gets his own rebound. Out on the wing. To Jeremy Grant, who dribbles down inside. Can't hit. But Michael Porter Jr. with the putback dunk. 28 to 30. All right, guys. Maybe if I refresh, because I'm a little behind, which I can see by the score. But I'm going to keep cracking away, guys. We are a little bit behind. Refresh and 30 to 33. I'm probably a little closer. Jokic with the dunk inside to make it 32-33. I think I'm caught up past 30 seconds on the shot clock. A missed shot by Lou Will. Michael Porter Jr. comes down with the rebound, gives it to Jamal Murray. We got a 1-point game, guys. Clippers on the top. 7 seconds difference from the shot clock to the game clock. 9 seconds to shoot. Jamal Murray with the ball. And it looks like it's a kickball by Montrezl Harrell. Jumping with these passes, the dunk inside. Man, this is Nikola Jokic is giving the Clippers all kind of hell early. Not much D. I'm pissed that Boston won tonight. Yeah, man. Yeah, I called that though on the prediction show, Joshua. I said Boston's probably going to take this. We picked Boston, and I picked them by the point spread too. And so they showed up. So it's Michael Porter Jr. for the long three, and he can't hit anything. And it's a half-court attempt going in, and it goes off. So 33 to 32, high-scoring game here, guys. I call for the over on the prediction show. This is a good start, putting up 32 points. I think the totals were 221. So this is definitely a good start. They're over on that pace so far. If they keep up this pace, they will go over on that. We picked the Clippers here on the money line. And I told some people, if you like the Denver Nuggets, you could go with the Denver Nuggets on the points on this game. So go with the Denver Nuggets on the points. If someone took that advice, they just might get here. We're back on commercial break, guys, and I am caught up now. So 32-33 to end that first quarter. They were looking strong to start this game. And once again, too, in that first game, the Denver Nuggets, they looked kind of strong then, when they played the first game against the Clippers. First 2 quarters, they came out, they were sticking with the Clippers there. And then halfway through that third quarter, the Clippers kind of locked down on defense. It looked like coming off of that 7-game series versus Utah Jazz started to take its toll in that first game. And so the Denver Nuggets ran out of gas toward the end of that third quarter. But the Clippers had plenty of rest, so they were fresh, and they took it to them. I mean, put a good whooping on them. But the Denver Nuggets rejuvenated, got some rest, came out second game and got the job done. Well, they've come out with that intensity. So let's see. We just saw, as Brandon said, we just saw Nikola Jokic suck and win. And remember, guys, these guys did have that 7-game series, so their legs are going to be a bit more tired than the Clippers in this series. Just going to see how they can fight through that, and if they can keep this intensity and this pace up going into the third, the end of the third and the beginning of the fourth quarter. Because if they gas out, this is not a team that you want to gas out against. This is not a team that you can afford to gas out against. This team will make you pay. So we'll see how that goes for the Denver Nuggets trying to get back. Actually, they're trying to take the lead here tonight, put some heat on the Clippers. The Denver Nuggets, they're going to probably want the Clippers to come from behind. Take a lead, and the Clippers fighting to stay. They don't want to be the team behind in this series because that's a bad sign. So they got to do everything they can to win tonight if they really have a chance in this series. So Paul George, Excuse me, guys. Paul George actually off to a good start. And they're definitely going to need that because they're locking down Kawhi Leonard. They're double teaming him often, so he's going to have to kick that ball out, defer that ball to different guys, and he's going to need them to score. With the other superstar on there, Paul George, performing well at a high level, that's a good sign for the Clippers. On the other side, Gary Harris has come out feeling it from behind that arc. Now, Gary Harris put something on the Clippers in the last game from behind that arc. And I was saying this with Gary Harris return, guys. These guys have been on injury, so they're going to return and they're going to have to move up. Gary Harris has put up multiple double 35-point games. So he has the capability to put points in. So Jamal Murray back in, and he gives the lob to Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee passes the ball out to Monte Morris, but good hustle by Porter and Plumlee with the give and go inside, and Porter inside for the dunk. So right off the bat, Denver Nuggets gets the ball and they score. They're keeping it up 34-33. Just starting the second quarter. Lou Williams with the 19-foot jumper. He can't hit. Michael Porter comes down with the rebound. He'll bring the ball down. Gives it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray immediately double teamed. They're not going to allow him to get off. Over to Millsap. Millsap to Michael Porter Jr. Drives down inside and a nice dish inside to Millsap cutting to the lane by Michael Porter Jr. So the Denver Nuggets take a 3-point lead. Paul George with the long three, bottom of the net, ties it up right away, 36-36. And like I said, guys, Paul George is feeling it early in this game. So this is a nice game, really soon. Hopefully they keep this intensity up. Jamal Murray with the long shot. He misses the shot, but he goes up to get his own rebound. Knocks the ball right into the hands of Michael Porter Jr., who puts it back for the dunk. 38-36. Denver back on top by 2. Paul George gets the ball to Montrezl Harrell, but Paul Millsap gets his hands on Montrezl Harrell and pulls the foul. So Murray going down to try to get his own putback. He hits the ball, but he coincidentally gets it right over into the hands of Michael Porter Jr., who comes in for the dunk to take the lead by 2. So Clippers will be bringing the ball in. Patrick Beverley gets it to Paul George over to Shamet, who just checked in for the Clippers. Shoots the 3, and he can't hit. Good boxing out by the Denver Nuggets. And nice pass by Millsap to Monte Morris. Monte Morris outside to Jamal Murray for the 3. Bottom of the net, 41-36 for a 5-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. And Doc Rivers wants to talk about it. Timeout, Clippers. So the Nuggets, this pace, I like it. They got a high pace. They put Mason Plumlee in the game, and although the Joker's on the bench, they haven't missed a beat, guys. They're still putting up points. These young guys are stepping up to the plate, and they're giving Joker some valuable rest. I think that Mike Malone should allow Nikola Jokic to stay on that bench as long as these young guys are rolling like this, because they're going to need Nikola Jokic down the stretch. So let's see how much a rest they give Jokic. Let's see how long they keep Jokic on the bench. Once again, I think it's a good idea for Mike Malone to leave him over there for a while because, again, that 7-game stretch with the Utah Jazz could have caused these guys fatigue issues. So, Joshua, make sure you hit that like too for me too, man, because like I said, YouTube, they're killing my notifications. No one in Brandon didn't get any. Ron Cohen in the building. What's good with you, Ron? And another thing, too, guys, that I found out, I put a post up in the community tab, and this is for my channel or any other channel, because a lot of channels are dealing with these notifications. You can unsubscribe from the channel and resubscribe. Just subscribe right back, but make sure you hit that bell icon, and sometimes that's working. I'm even having YouTube unsubscribe people from my channel. Like, they'll be subscribed and then they'll come back and they're like, man, I just seen you on live. I came online and I seen you on live. When I clicked on your channel, the subscribe was red. So YouTube, for some reason, just automatically unsubscribing people from the channel. I really don't get it, guys. I don't know what's going on, but those are steps you can take. I know it's a bit tedious and a pain, and I don't really ask anyone to do it, but you know, it is what it is, man. All right, so my man Joshua Littlejohn said, I used to rock with the Raptors with Vince Carter and T-Mac. Oh, yeah, Tracy McGrady. I remember those days. You know, it's really interesting why they ever split those guys up and didn't build around those two guys. Look how long Vince Carter played, man. Look how long Vince Carter played. And their cousins. I mean, pretty sure the chemistry would have been there. They'd have built a team around those two guys, very talented guys. Who knows what would have happened? But yeah, I remember the Raptors when they had those guys, Joshua Lil John. But when Vince left for the Nets, I switched up. Yep, you was a Vince fan, huh? You follow Vince Carter? Ain't nothing wrong with that. I never get tired of that Geico commercial with Angel Parker. Yeah, man. Geico, man, they got some of the best commercials, bro. You go back down in history, they really got some classic commercials. Vince and Ray Allen were my post Jordan players. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. You know, hard to replace a guy like MJ. That's for sure. Hard to replace a guy like MJ. I thought Kawhi was with the Raptors. Yeah, he was last season. Won the championship with them, and then they traded. You know, he left and went with the Clippers, and that's Kawhi with a K. It's actually Kawhi. I'll spell Kawhi, Kawhi. Joshua Littlejohn. All right, guys, we back in action. Montrezl Harrell with the ball, working on Mason Plumlee. And Montrezl Harrell dips his shoulder, barrels right into Mason Plumlee, going toward the lane, and offensive foul. So Montrezl Harrell doesn't like it. You better be careful because these referees have been hitting guys with that tech. Montrezl Harrell already snatching up 2 fouls, and he's got to be careful because they're going to need him, guys. 41-36. Jamal Murray with the ball. And he gets the alley over to Mason Plumlee for the dunk. So the Denver Nuggets offense is flowing right now, guys. Let's see if they can keep this up. 7-point lead on the Clippers. Here goes Paul George inside to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell tries to lay up. A little bit sloppy. Doesn't work. Paul Millsap with the ball. He'll bring it down for the Denver Nuggets. Millsap gets the ball over to Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee inside to Michael Porter Jr., who has Shaman on him. And Michael Porter Jr. up top to Paul Millsap. Fakes the three. Comes down inside. Gets bumped by JaMychal Green. No call on that play. A lot of contact. Patrick Beverly to Paul George. Paul George thinks about the three. Back to Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly step back, but he can't hit the three. Mason Plumlee with the rebound. Shoots it ahead to Monte Morris. Monte Morris out on the wing. Got Shaman on the defense. Over to Murray. Murray over to Michael Porter Jr. for three, but blocked by JaMychal Green. Good hand by JaMychal Green. Paul George dribbles down inside. Kicks it back outside to JaMychal Green for three, but he can't hit. Oh, and Monte Morris and Paul Millsap fights for the rebound. Nobody called it, and they wrestled it and hit it out of bounds. So luckily for the Clippers, 2 guys on the same team scraping for that rebound and end up knocking it out of bounds. So Clippers will retain possession down here. Shamet brings the ball in, gets it over to Beverly. Beverly inside to Paul George. Paul George to Zubac. And Zubac looks to me like he traveled his way inside. No travel call, but he did get fouled by Mason Plumlee. So Zubac will go to the line for 2. And I'll tell you what, guys, not only on the offense, but it appears that these young guys, Mike Malone put out here on the floor, he's gotten into their ear. We need to bring up that defensive intensity, and these guys have answered the call. They are all over the Clippers on the defensive end, and it's showing, guys. It's really showing because we're in the second quarter, and surprisingly enough, it's the Denver Nuggets that's sitting ahead. So, you know, hopefully the Denver Nuggets can keep doing what they're doing and make this a game going into the stretch because basketball is a game of runs. And one thing we know about the Clippers, they're going to get their run. They're going to lock you down on defense and start hitting those shots. So Denver need to do what they can do to keep building on this lead before the Clippers take off for their run. So Zubac hits the free throws, 38-43. Michael Porter Jr. Down the other end, gives it to Plumlee. Plumlee back to Porter Jr. for 3, and Porter Jr. bottom of the net, 46-38. Michael Porter Jr. feeling it. Here comes Patrick Beverley, gets the ball to Zubac at the top of the key, over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard with Jeremy Grant on the defense, dribbles down the side, step back jumper. Kawhi Leonard is hot tonight. This guy is damn near draining everything he puts up. So smooth with that release, 46-40. Monte Morris comes down inside, gets it to Michael Porter Jr., but he can't hit, but he's fouled. So here we go, guys. The Clippers are building up these fouls early and often, and I'm telling you, Doc Rivers better do something to talk about these guys, because you build up those fouls early like this, you get yourself in foul trouble, and then your significant guys cannot be in the game during the end, or they can't play as effective as they need to. So Jeremy Grant gets the ball over to Jamal Murray, back inside to Jeremy Grant. Mismatch, Patrick Beverley on him, shoots right over the top of Beverley, but he cannot hit. And Mason Plumlee and Michael Porter Jr. crowds Zubac on that rebound. He gets it out to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard down to Beverley. Beverley outside to Paul George, over in the corner to JaMychal Green, down inside to Zubac, and he gets fouled over the top by Grant. So here comes the Clippers trying to close in on that lead. Zubac will go to the line for 2 free throws. 7 minutes, 27 seconds in this second quarter. 40-46 is the score. Denver on top by 6, surprisingly. My man Ron Cohen was good, y'all. Was good, D. Was good with you, my brother. And Zubac hits the first free throw. 41-46 is the score. Oh, okay, so good. Joshua at least got the notification. So some of them are going out, some of them are not. That's all right, guys. Just make sure y'all hit that like. That helps these. And share if you have other social pages. That definitely helps too. So Zubac can't hit the second free throw. Michael Porter Jr. with another rebound gives it over to Monte Morris. He'll bring it down for the Denver Nuggets. Joker back in the game. Joker gets the ball to Gary Harris, and Harris fouled again by Patrick Beverley. Guys, so they're building up these fouls, and it's the main guys that's getting these fouls too early. Montrezl Harrell, Patrick Beverley. Those are the guys they don't need to be getting into foul trouble, because these are their defensive guys, and also guys that are responsible for the intangibles, like the rebounds, the hustle plays. And Michael Porter Jr. from the pass of Jokic behind the line, another 3, 49-41. Denver Nuggets, they're keeping up this offensive pace. Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Passes across court to JaMychal Green. Beverley thinks about the 3, gets it down inside to JaMychal Green for the layup. Nice feed by Beverley, 49-43. Here comes Monte Morris with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. Monte Morris has Paul George on the defense. Dribbles around the Joker screen. Joker with Zubac on a one-on-one. No help. Joker working on Zubac. Grinding on Zubac. Turn around. Moves on Zubac. And it looks like it was out of bounds on Jeremy Grant. Joker missed that shot inside, but good defense by Zubac. So Michael Porter Jr. is 12 points off the bench, 5 for 8. Guys, I told you they need him to step up, and he's stepping up. And Kawhi Leonard, of all people, turns the ball over. Remember, guys, in that second quarter of the last game, they start getting turnovers. And a long pass down court to Gary Harris for the dunk inside, 51-43, 8-point lead by the Denver Nuggets. Here's Paul George with the ball at the top of the key. Dribbles around the Zubac screen. Cross-court pass to Beverley inside to JaMychal Green on Porter. Porter pulls the foul, but he knocks the ball away. He gets the block. Not having that down inside, but nice pass to Gary Harris. Long court passing. Gary Harris is stepping it up, guys. These other guys on the Denver Nuggets are stepping it up on the offense, which makes the defensive job a lot more difficult for the Clippers. They can't just lock down on Jamal Murray and Joker. So Paul George drives down into the lane, running out of time to shoot, hits the ball off his knee, and another turnover Another turnover, guys, by the Clippers. 51-43. Here comes Nikola Jokic with the ball. Joker gets the ball over to Morris. Monte Morris back to Joker. Joker working on Zubac. Double team. And stolen by Patrick Beverly. Here comes Patrick Beverly full speed ahead. Out in the corner. Michael Green gets the ball stolen right back. Nice defense by Gary Harrison. That's why he's around, guys. He can light it up on offense, but he's a defensive specialist. Inside to the Joker. Joker back to Morris. Morris dribbles around the Joker screen. Goes down inside for the layup. Nice drive to the basket by Morris to make it a 10-point game. 4 minutes, 58 seconds in this half. And the Denver Nuggets go up by 10. Boy, the Denver Nuggets come out blasting, guys. They mean business. They're trying to let these Clippers know, look, we may not have been favored, but we're here to play. And, guys, I picked the Miami Heat as my dark horse team on the East. We see how they just beat up on the Milwaukee Bucks. That series is essentially over unless the Milwaukee Bucks can pull off a miracle going 4 straight games to take that series. I don't think that that's going to happen against that Heat team. And that's my dark horse team. But over here on the West, Denver Nuggets is my dark horse team. So not too much of a surprise to me, although it may be to a lot of people that the Denver Nuggets are in this series and in this game like that because, you know, at the beginning of the playoffs, guys, I was saying that Will Barton, Gary Harris, and Jamal Murray, they were not on the floor during that bubble. Jamal Murray did not come back until the first round of the playoff series, and Gary Harris came back at the end and in the beginning of this playoff series. So they didn't have those guys, but I had them as a dark horse team for a reason because collectively this unit can beat the best of them, and they're showing it here tonight. So I may not be as surprised as a lot of people, even though they're doing this against the juggernaut they call the Clippers, because I've seen the potential in this team. The reason I picked them for a dark horse team. And right now, going into the half, they're up by 10 points. Now, got a lot of ball game left, guys, so not meaning that they're going to win or anything, but they are looking good. Much more impressive than people gave them credit for after getting spanked the way they did in game 1. Ron Cohen said Kawhi obviously is not MJ, but his offensive style is similar. Oh, yeah, for sure. He did that turnaround jumper that was Jordan-esque early. I mean, it looks almost just like Jordan. That one-handed dunk when he comes in and goes over the top. The thing about Jordan that makes him so special, when you look at the Kobe Bryants and the Kawhi Leonard, the LeBron Jameses and these guys that they compared to Jordan, guys had 2 to 3 inches height on Jordan. They literally had 2 to 3 inches height on Jordan was 6'8". These guys are all taller and bigger. And the comparison is to who? The great Michael Jordan. You know, gotta love Mike, man. I wanna be like Mike. Remember that, guys? D, who did Zion Williamson end up getting drafted by? He's in with the New Orleans Pelicans, Joshua Little John. No problem, bro. And look, he's doing good. He's doing great. But that knee issue he had in Duke when his shoe blew out, that carried over into the pro. So they had him on minute restriction the entire season pretty much. And also in this bubble, you know, going into the playoffs. But you guys expect to see big, big things, in my opinion, from this New Orleans Pelicans team next year with the draft and the free agency and everything that they already have established there. That's a really promising team. And they're not going to have to limit Zion Williamson next year. He's working on his size and his conditioning, and he's looking great. And this kid is special. So, you know, look for the New Orleans Pelicans to make some noise. Imagine if Anthony Davis never left there, guys, because that's their weakness, a big man. If Davis was still there with that team, yeah, championship team. All right, guys, back in action. And Kawhi Leonard, guys, it's starting again. Remember game 2, turnovers. Well, Kawhi Leonard with another turnover. So here we go. Jamal Murray with the ball, rifles it down inside to Michael Porter Jr. and Gary Harris with the save. Nice save by Gary Harris. See the intangible guys, the intangibles. Jamal Murray with the ball, 5 seconds on the shot clock, gets it to Joker with the short jump hook. Joker can't hit off the front of the rim. Here comes Lou Will with the ball. Lou Will dribbles around the Zubac screen, gets the ball over to Kawhi for 3, and Kawhi can't hit. Jeremy Grant comes down with the rebound. Jamal Murray will bring it down for the Denver Nuggets. Murray working on Lou Williams, dribbles around the Joker screen, takes the long jumper, and Jamal Murray, bottom of the net, 55-43. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in this half. Zubac, ball at the top of the key, trying to find somebody, finds Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gives Zubac the dish down inside, but Gary Harris just gets in on the reaching foul. So that's going to be a foul on Gary Harris, foul Zubac. So 55-43. Surprisingly enough, guys, Denver on top. Denver on top. But Zubac's at the line, and he drains the first free throw. So it's going to be 44-55. Ron says Jokic picking him apart with his pass. He's killing him, man. He's killing him. Eric Ross in the building. What's up, Eric? My man, Nuggets only 10 plus 115. Live up to the 10 points. Yeah, man. I suggested that. I don't know who that was that said they had the Nuggets on the prediction show, but I told them if they did take the Nuggets, to take them on the points, not on, not to win. Because the Clippers can win it, you can still catch the Denver Nuggets on that point. If they let the Clippers come back the way they're playing, I think that they can still lose the game, but under that 10-point margin, which means you would still win that bet. Okay, so a nice drive inside by the Clippers for the score. Makes the game 45-57. And Kawhi Leonard fouled by either Jokic or Grant. So I'm not sure who caught the foul. And Leonard goes to the line, so it appears that the Clippers are in the bonus already. And Kawhi, first time at the line, strikes on the first shot, 46-57. My man Chopstick in the building. What's good with the Chopstick? What's up, D? I just saw you was live, no notification. Yeah, man. Yes, that's happening to a lot of my people, Chopstick. I was just talking about that earlier. What you could do, Chopstick, and if you don't mind, is just unsubscribe from my channel, then subscribe right back and make sure you hit that bell icon. That's been working for some people. But yeah, YouTube, they're killing me on my notifications, man. I have no idea why. I don't even get down in the dumps on it. I just keep moving, bro. And promote it myself on my other social media pages. It's the best I can do. All right, guys, so we're back in it. Jamal Murray gives it to Gary Harris. Gary Harris thinks about the 3. Jamal Murray back to the top of the key for a joker 3. He can't hit. 9-point game. Here comes the Clippers, guys. And Kawhi stepped back for a 3. Bottom of the net. Kawhi, Clippers on the move. 51-57. Here comes Jamal Murray. Tries to respond with a 3. Can't hit. Clippers get the rebound. Lou Will gets the ball ahead to Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris to Kawhi Leonard, who scores inside. The Clippers are coming, guys. They're feeling it. And Mike Malone wants to talk about it. 51-57, 6-point game. So the Clippers on a 6-0 run, and Mike wants to slow it down. He doesn't want these guys to just take their lead right away. But guys, we know 10-point lead is not much in today's game. It's a 3-point shooting league these days, and 10 points is not going to get the job done. 10 points with 38 seconds left, you might be looking good. But if you have any time on the clock, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, that 10 points is just not enough in today's league. Said no, I found something with this Clippers table. I just think that Chopstick, and this is what I was saying before you came in, it's not as surprising to me. I think that a lot of people weren't looking at Denver considering what they could do and how effective this team could be, simply because Gary Harris, Jamal Murray, and Will Barton weren't on the court. So Denver weren't looking like the team that I pretty much knew that they were. And, you know, Michael Porter Jr. earlier on, Jeremy Grant, and Craig hasn't even stepped up either. Like, Craig's a good three-point shooter when he gets hot. And, you know, Monte Morris, he can start to light it up. So as the other guys around this Denver team started to step their game back up and play like themselves, it's hard to defend any team when you have multiple guys that can put up points. You can't just lock down on Jamal Murray and Joker, and that's what the Clippers were doing initially. So 7 seconds to shoot. Lou Will with the joke on the Joker. Joker loses the ball. Joker dives to the ball, can't hit. Here comes Kawhi Leonard down inside to Paul George for the layup, and it's down to a 4-point game, 53-47. And that's what happens, guys. Clippers defense, they'll bring the game back. They're trying to get the lead before this half ends. Jamal Murray working on the Clippers. Jamal Murray can't hit. It appears the Denver Nuggets are going cold, and the Clippers are heating up. Here comes Kawhi down inside, passes it outside to Lou Will for three. Lou Will hits the side of the backboard, picks up his own rebound, but Gary Harris steals it away. Here comes Gary Harris. He'll slow it down. Gives the ball over to Paul Millsap. Millsap with Kawhi on the defense decides to dish it off. Gary Harris to Joker with the ball. Joker works on Zubac and stolen by Lou Will. Nice defense by Lou Will. And Marquise Morris comes down inside for the quick score. Down to a 2-point game, guys. 10-2 run. 10-0 run, I'm sorry, by the Clippers to immediately dig into that score. Joker comes down inside and works right around Zubac for the score. 59-55. Under a minute to go in this half. Here comes Lou Will and the Clippers. Gets the ball over to Zubac. Zubac to Marquise Morris on the wing. Marquise Morris working on Paul Millsap. Gets it over to Paul George. Paul George dribbles around the screen. Works on Jeremy Grant. Almost loses the ball. Regains control. And Paul George inside with the crazy move to score. 57-59. 14-second differential on the game clock. 38 on the shot clock. On the game clock. And Jamal Murray fouled by Paul George. Another foul on this Clippers defense. So Jamal Murray So it has been a lot of fouling from the Clippers, but I just listened to the announcer say no one with more than 2 fouls, not more than 2 fouls. So they're dispersing the fouls evenly. So that's a good thing for the Clippers team. All right, so Jamal Murray gets that ball, comes in, gets Marquise Morris off his feet, and he can't hit. So Jamal Murray's starting to sleep a little on the defensive end. He's missed his last 4 shots. And it's the Clippers' ball. They said the Denver Nuggets hit it out, but they might change it over. Oh, definitely JaMychal Green pushed that ball out of bounds. So the referees did turn that call over. They gave the ball back to Denver. So Denver will bring the ball in 13 seconds to shoot. Nikola Jokic gets the ball up top to Harris. Back over to Jokic. And Jokic loses the ball again. Another turnover by the Denver Nuggets. Paul George with the ball. He'll hold the ball for the last shot of the quarter. 8 seconds to shoot. Here comes Paul George working on Jamal Murray. Almost loses the ball. Turnaround jumper. Paul George can't hit. Joker with the rebound. 1 second. Joker heaves up a long pass, and he hits the shot clock. No score. 59-57. Very impressive by the Denver Nuggets. I mean, great way to get themselves back into this game by the Clippers because they were down by as many as 12 points in this first half. But they did work that down, lock down on defense, and get themselves back into this game during the second half of this quarter. Now, I did miss, guys, on the prediction show because I expected the Clippers to take this first half. Denver to come alive and try to put up a fight in the third quarter. But this has actually worked a little opposite than I thought. So it may have bet that first half. I do apologize. I was getting all the time, but the Denver Nuggets took this first half. So, good job to them. Very, very good job to the Denver Nuggets. And we are at the halftime right now, guys. What just happened there? So I'm gonna do my best to try to give you guys the halftime stats, like my guy Lewis Sports Network usually does. That's where we miss my partner Lewis. He gets in the kitchen and he cooked up these halftime stats, guys. Me personally, I don't do as good as my guy Lewis does with that. But I'll do my best, guys. I will do my best, okay? Boy, these computers like to go on the fritz sometimes. So we are at the half for everyone stepping in. 57-59 is the halftime score. I'm going to check out these halftime stats for you guys. See what we got here. What a game by Boston Celtics, man. Boston Celtics look good in that game. And, I said earlier, guys, whoever takes this game 3, I believe, takes the series. If Toronto would have won, I think Toronto would have taken the series. I told Alistair 49 that. And Alistair 49 likes to pick and choose when he comes around. He comes around often when those Raptors are doing well. Not so much when they're not doing so well. But, guys, here we go. First half stats. So, for the Los Angeles Clippers, Paul George leading the way with 17 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound. Right behind him, Kawhi Leonard with 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And those are the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Clippers. Going over to the Denver Nuggets side, Nikola Jokic. In the first half, guys, Jokic working on a triple-double already. Glenn Avery in the building. What's good with you, my brother? Joker with 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and the way he's dishing those balls off, I'm pretty sure he's going to get over 10 assists. He got 6 in the first half. I'm pretty sure he'll get 4 in the next half. 14 points. So he already working on a triple-double, and I'm pretty sure the Joker may get that. He is the leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets at this point, but you have right behind him Michael Porter Jr. with 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 assist. He's working on a double-double himself. And then you have Jamal Murray with 10 points, but Monte Morris and Gary Harris right outside of 10 points. So, guys, you look at the multitude of guys that's scoring on this team that's causing the the LA Clippers issues. And that's why the Denver Nuggets are in this game, because, like I said, they cannot just concentrate on Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic when Jeremy Grant, Paul Millsap, Michael Porter Jr., and Gary Harris are deciding to put buckets in as well. You have to give attention to those guys. Now, both teams are shooting pretty well from the floor. Clippers slightly better at 56.8%, 21 for 37, and the Denver Nuggets shooting at 50% flat, 25 of 50. From the three-point line, they're pretty close there as well. 43.8% for the Clippers, slightly ahead, shooting 7 out of 16. And Denver Nuggets right behind them, 7 out of 17 at 41.2%. 100% from the free throw line for the Nuggets, although they've only shot 2. But they made those 2, and 8 for 10 from the free throw line for the Clippers, which is, also fair. Denver Nuggets are in control of the boards right now. 6 offensive rebounds to 1, 20 in total, rebounds to 16. So they're controlling the boards right now. They're moving the ball slightly a bit better than the Clippers, 18 assists versus 14 assists. On the defensive end, of course, we know the Clippers is the better defensive team. They have more steals, more blocks, but they also have more turnovers, which hounded and plagued them in that second game. Had a big reason, had a lot to do with it, why they lost 17 turnovers in that second game, and they're already working on that. They're up to 7 already, so Doc Rivers is they're gonna have to talk to these guys about taking care of that ball a little better. Kawhi Leonard himself has lost the ball 3 times, so he's responsible for 3 of those turnovers himself. They got to take care of that ball because that's what got them in the heat in that last game with the Denver Nuggets. Now, here's another important factor, guys. Not only are they controlling the boards, Denver Nuggets are mashing up the Clippers in the paint, right? And I heard one guy say that he felt like this is where the Clippers were going to get their work done, down in the paint. Well, at this point right now, it's 18 points to 32 points in the paint. Denver easily controlling that paint down there. They're outscoring the Clippers by 14 points down low. 10 fouls apiece on both teams, but as the announcer said, no person on either team has more than 2 fouls. So although there's 10 fouls apiece, nobody's really in foul trouble. And I think 2 fouls for a first half when you get 6, that's pretty good for both teams. And that, guys, is your halftime stats. So what I usually do after Lewis delivers the halftime stats is I give my keys to victory, or what I think, the team should continue to do if they, plan on succeeding. Well, right off the bat, the Clippers are the favorite team here, so they just have to settle down a little bit, take care of the ball better because they cannot allow all of these turnovers. Denver, they're scoring off of your turnovers, so they're gonna have to take care of that ball better. In the paint, concerning these rebounds, maybe they need to box out a little better. We know that the Denver Nuggets are the longer, lengthier team, and so they should control the boards in that aspect. But that's where you got boxing out. So Clippers, the fundamentals, they're gonna have to box out a little better and do a little better on those offensive and defensive rebounds, and stop getting destroyed in the paint. But outside of that, they're shooting better from the floor than the Nuggets. They're shooting better from the three-point line than the Nuggets. And they're pretty much the same from free throw land. So, those are the keys for the Clippers. The Denver Nuggets, keep doing what you're doing, guys. Keep rolling like you're rolling. The only reason the Clippers were able to get into it was not because of their defensive efficiency. It was because the Denver Nuggets ran a little cold there. They started missing shots. Jamal Murray missed his 4 shots. Nikola Jokic missed a couple of shots, and they were missing, and the Clippers were making them. And these were not highly contested shots. These were just shots that the Denver Nuggets were not draining. And so they allowed the Clippers to get back into this game because they went cold a bit offensively, and the Clippers picked it up offensively. So they were able to dig their way back from that 12-point deficit to bring this down to 2 going into the half. So, guys, those are your halftime stats and keys to victory, in my opinion. My man Glenn Avery stepped in the building. Ron Cohen said, I don't care what nobody say. That slow-ass Jokic can play, no doubt. Hey, second best center, in the league, in my opinion, and arguably the first. You can argue him or Joel Embiid either way. They both have skills that the other one kind of lacks on. Joel Embiid's post play is better than Jokic for sure. Jokic's passing game is better than Joel Embiid. And I think he shoots the ball a little better than Joel Embiid, but Joel Embiid is stronger on the inside. So these two guys complement each other, and it's a hard argument on actually which of these two guys are the best, but I think that those are the 2 better centers in the league, Jokic being one of them, Ron. So, yeah, no doubt he can play. My man Glenn Avery Chopstick says the Joker's the best center in the league. Well, there's the best, in his opinion, it is the Joker. And I don't think many people would argue that Chopstick, because like I said, you can pick either one of them and it's valid. Glenn Avery said 3 for 10. What's 3 for 10, Glenn? What's your all-star 12D? Oh, shoot. Glenn, I don't know. Glenn, you always ask me these questions I gotta think about, man. I can't come off with because I do a little research, kind of look at some stuff. I don't like answering questions that with that many. Like if you ask me the top 2 or 3, I say, okay, what? 12, man? 12? I don't know, man. Luka Doncic. All right, let's try this. Luka Doncic, James Harden, uh, Kawhi Leonard, of course. Paul George, I'll put him in there too. Nikola Jokic, Joel Embiid, uh, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum. That's 8. Who else would we put in there? Giannis Antetokounmpo, of course. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, 11, and Chris Paul. There's 12 for you. And there's probably some we can miss and match there, Glenn, but that's a real tough question to ask, like 12 right off the bat with no research. But those are the names I give you. Maybe, I would mix and match, put somebody else in there, and then kind of pay attention more to you know, I don't know, but that's 12 for you. Chopstick said, who's the best player to you, Glenn? Oh, of all time? Yeah. MJ, man. It's always MJ to me. I don't even like the LeBron James. I think is really ridiculous that they're just bypassing so many people and saying that he's number 2, bro. And it has just a lot to do with just statistics during the season, bro. Like LeBron is 33% in the finals. And you're building up. To me, this is just what this says, guys. And I like LeBron James, but to me, when you have 33% in the finals, right? Here's my idea on it. You have 33% in the finals. So you do all of these great stats during the season. You get all of these assists and these rebounds and everything that LeBron James fans talk about. But you're not just playing this game to build stats during the season. You're playing this game to win championships. People always try to say, oh, y'all just go to the championships for Jordan. Well, championships is one of the major factors in considering the greatest of all time. Nobody in that top 10 of all time is accompanied there without a title. So titles definitely matter. And you take a guy like LeBron James, who's at 33%. He's went 9 times. He was only able to cash in. And you look at everybody in the top 10, nobody is at that percentage. No one. Everybody is over 60% or more. Most of the guys are at 80% or more win ratio for championships. LeBron's at an abysmal 33%. So what this says to me is all of these stats that he builds up during the season does not equate to him cashing into a title. It doesn't equate to that. Like if you're getting all of these great stats and you cash in for a title, okay, yes, but he's doing all of this to continue to fail. And we're supposed to put him at second best of all time? Nah, because when you put up these stats, you got to cash in. You have to make them mean something. Kobe Bryant being over 80% in the finals. Michael Jordan, perfect, 100%. Every time he went, he won, and he was MVP. Every time it says, I'm here, and I'm the reason, one of the main reasons we won. MVP. How do you even compare LeBron to that? You look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has a lot of stats. He's still the leading scorer, not LeBron. He's still leading in a lot of categories, rebounds and all of this type of stuff. You look at Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he cashed in LeBron James 6 times. He cashed in 70-something percent. How many times he's been versus cashing in. LeBron is abysmal 33%, but they're just going to bypass Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. How the hell can you tell me LeBron James is a better player than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar because of what he does during the season? What did it equate to? Not only that, when we talk about basketball players, LeBron James didn't even go to college. Not only is Kareem in the top 3 or 4 for sure, whatever argument you want to make for the best professional basketball player in this league, but he's also, I think, no argument, the best collegiate player ever. So he reigned at 2 levels, but you just first LeBron James over top of him because of all of these stats he gets during the regular season. I just think that it's ludicrous. I just think that it's absolutely ludicrous and unfair to a lot of other players that come before LeBron James that has accomplished and achieved more, not stats, records and championships, you know, conference championships and such. These teams have achieved more. I mean, these players have achieved more than LeBron, and they got chips. And when they went to the finals, their percentages at success in the finals, see, all of their stats equated to winning those chips. LeBron do all of these heroics during the season and come up for a loss. You know, it's a pat on the back for second place. But the gold is the trophy. So that's my whole idea on LeBron. My man Jay Jefferson in the building was buzzing, cousin. What's good with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Glenn Avery said that's up for debate because I like Giannis and Kawhi. Yeah, I like Giannis and Kawhi. I was just crack. I feel you, Glenn. What's good, Glenn? 3 for 10. What about the Clippers free throws? Oh, yeah. Man, did they go down that low? I don't know if they were. I think they're 8 for 10. No, Glenn, they're 8 for 10, fam. They're shooting at 80%. They 8 for 10 from the free throw line. All right, he said good lineup though. The All-Star team, yeah, that was off the top of the head. I probably could give you a better one, Glenn, but I would have to take some time to kind of think about that. Like I said, those are hard questions when you put so many guys. Like, you know what I mean? A starting five would even be a little bit easier to think of because, you know, immediately I'm gonna put Chris Paul as the point guard. I think he's the most experienced, best point guard in the league, and definitely the most clutch point guard in the league. I'm not sure who the number one clutch player was as far as shooting and scoring in the fourth quarter, but it was a graphic that came up during the I must have to refresh, guys. I don't know why this keeps happening until the game has started. But there was a graphic that came up about that. And, you know, he's the second most clutch player in the league, not point guard, but player. So, you know, Chris Paul would be my point guard. All right, guys. So we back. I'll get back to that top five later, Glenn. Five starting five. So Jamal Murray misses the shot, guys. Now that I'm back, 62 to 61 is the score. Jamal Murray with the ball and fouled by Kawhi Leonard. So good defense by Jamal Murray to steal the ball from Kawhi Leonard. Yet another turnover, and it's by Kawhi Leonard. So here's the Clippers in these turnovers. Jamal Murray with the ball out on the wing. Kicks it over to Grant. Grant down low to Paul Millsap, who has Patrick Beverly on him. And Patrick Beverly just too small, little guy. Millsap uses Patrick Beverly, goes right inside for the score, 63-62. Denver Nuggets back on top. Paul George with the ball. Shoots a long three-pointer at the top of the key. Can't hit. Jeremy Grant comes down with the rebound. Passes it to Jamal Murray. He'll bring the ball down for the Denver Nuggets. Gets it to Paul Millsap out on the wing. Paul Millsap to the Joker, working on Paul George. Too little Paul George. Joker easy inside. Shoots right over the top of Paul George, 65-62. So here's the Denver Nuggets, and they're feeling it like they did in the first quarter, up to a three-point lead. Kawhi Leonard shoots the three-pointer, and Kawhi is off. Joker with another rebound. Long court pass by the Joker. Dumped inside by Jeremy Grant to bring it back up to 5-point lead. Nikola Jokic working on that triple-double, guys. Another long pass down to Jeremy Grant. Full court play. Looked like a quarterback there for the dunk. 67-62. 5-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left in this third quarter. So the Nuggets picking up right where they left off. Jay Jefferson said Kareem only lost twice in 4 years in college, which is amazing, right? But they just want to thrust LeBron James over this. And not only did he do it at the collegiate level, he came in, guys. And let's keep something in perspective here. Because this is what all of these freaking LeBron James idiotic fanboys tend to forget. Before there was a Michael Jordan, before there was a LeBron James, there was no question who was the #1 player in the league. It was Kareem. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was considered the greatest player of all time. Jordan came and knocked him off of that pedestal, in my opinion. And I think that Kareem, in my opinion, sat there at #2. And I personally don't think that LeBron James has done enough to knock Kareem off that pedestal. It's just these new age fans and looking at all of those pretty stats that he gets during the season, but them not equating to this ring, right? They put him above Kareem. And I just don't get it. You know, LeBron James can't even shoot a goddamn free throw. Let's be honest about it. Free throw shooting is important. Y'all want to talk about assists when he's a damn small forward and he ruins point guard's chances. Okay, that's fine. But rebounding and other intangibles that Kareem is at the top on. You know, if we want to talk stats. Again, and the points, Kareem still leads in points. Even if LeBron touches him in points, again, what did his points amount to? What did LeBron points amount to? 3 rings with an abysmal 33%? I think it's highly unfair to just thrust LeBron over Kareem. We need to have a discussion about that. All right, what has LeBron done to put him over Kareem? The greatest collegiate player that came into the NBA and sat there reigning as the greatest NBA player. How does he get knocked out of second place by a LeBron James? Jordan showed how he knocked him out of first. I just don't get this whole LeBron James foolishness, man. I don't know, guys. Maybe it's just me. I'm just not feeling that. So, okay, I thought you said 3 for 10. I would have on my team like Jamal Crawford, skillful point players. Yeah, Crawford was a man, bro, for a long time. Kind of reminds you of a Lou Will, a guy that could come off the bench and light it up, like an offensive guy that will come off the bench and just light it up for you. Is Jamal Crawford. Jordan's numbers during the regular season were great, and his playoff numbers are even better. And he's 6-0 in the finals, 6 times Finals MVP, and I think leads the finals in scoring all 6 times. Exactly, bro. Why are we even talking about LeBron James to this guy? Why? Like, people are just madness with that. So Nikola Jokic got 16 points, 9 rebounds. Remember, I told you he's going to get those rebounds, 7 assists. So it's looking good for that triple-double. Anybody who picked that for him on the props bets are good. Now, Kawhi Leonard moved to the inside before they even got a chance to double team him. He moved, cut to the inside, short jumper, and he drains it 64-67. Here comes Jamal Murray, gets it over to Gary Harris. Gary Harris out on the wing. Has Markieff Morris on the defense, gives it to Joker. Joker back to Harris. Harris gets tied up. Back to Joker. Joker with the long high arcing 3. Bottom of the net. Nikola Jokic, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. The Joker is doing it. 8 minutes, 40 seconds in this third quarter. Paul George drives down to the lane. Gets stuck up by Joker. Paul George tries to shoot over the top of Joker, but it doesn't go. But Zubac with the putback. 66-70. Here comes Jamal Murray, bringing the ball down for the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray, cross court, pass to Paul Millsap. Paul Millsap gets it back up to Joker. Joker, pass back over to Paul Millsap, drives down inside, puts it up with the left hand and scores. Got a lot of contact there, but no call by the ref. Nice score by Paul Millsap, 72. And Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi is on the attack. He comes right down into the lane. Goes right inside for the layup. 68-72. Kawhi with 18 points. Here's Jamal Murray with the ball. Patrick Beverly on the defense. Dribbles around Patrick Beverly. Gets the ball to Joker. And another foul on Zubac. Zubac just can't handle Joker outside. He's doing very good on Nikola Jokic down on the inside. But Zubac just doesn't have the feet to deal with a guy like Jokic. Jokic has very good footwork. And when you get outside, he's a little quicker than Zubac. At least moving those feet anyway. I think Zubac's the faster player. All right, Gary Harris with the ball. Gives it to Joker. Joker up for another 3. Joker feeling it. He drains it. Another three for Nikola Jokic to bring this game back up to a 7-point lead, 75-68. Kawhi Leonard, he's trying to do his thing to take over the game. Has Gary Harris on the defense. Kawhi Leonard gets the ball ripped from. So Kawhi Leonard gets the ball snatched away. Another turnover by Kawhi Leonard. Jeremy Grant gets his hand in there on the ball. And then there's a foul by the Clippers on the steal. So here we go. So Nikola Jokic brings the ball in, gets it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray bringing the ball across the court. Patrick Beverley on the defense. He's been defending Jamal Murray really well. Jamal Murray's been kind of quiet, so good to Patrick Beverley. Gary Harris gives it back to Joker. He'll attempt another three, and Joker is on fire. Joker, 3-point, 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 3 threes, back to back, 10-point lead once again for the Denver Nuggets. Patrick Beverley fires the ball out to Paul George on the wing. Paul George dribbles down inside, shoots over the top of Joker off the glass for the score, 78-70. Denver Nuggets on top. Here comes Jamal Murray. Paul George on the defense, dribbles around the Joker screen and goes right inside on Zubac. But he can't score. It rolls right off the rim. So Jamal Murray is kind of cold. And Markieff Morris with the move down inside. So here comes the Clippers back on the move. They don't like that 10-point lead, digging into it. Down to a 4-point lead, 72-78. And Jamal Murray gets the ball over to Millsap. Millsap to Harris. Harris back over to Murray. Murray goes back down inside again. Murray is not confident in his shot. And Joker gets that shoulder down on Paul George and pulls and gets an offensive foul. So great defense by Paul George. See, this is the thing with this Clippers team. They're very, very talented defensively. So they can get themselves back into a game defensively because you need stops. So that's what makes this Clippers team hard to beat. And Kawhi Leonard moved down to the inside, kicks it back to Patrick Beverley, and he shoots the three, but just in and out for Patrick Beverley. Paul Millsap goes right down into Paul George. He gets the foul call. Paul George, don't cry. Don't cry. You got body on him. So Paul Millsap will pull that foul on Paul George. I don't think it was a shooting foul. See how the refs call that. Should be a loose ball. No, they put Paul Millsap at the line, so he'll shoot two for the Denver Nuggets, and Paul cannot hit the first free throw, so he misses the first free throw. Still 6-point thing, 78-72. Paul Millsap to shoot the second free throw. And, you know, at this point in that game one is when we watch the Denver Nuggets fall apart. Let's see if that happens again in this game. 79-72, Paul Millsap drains the second free throw. Shamet has checked in for the Clippers. Shamet gets the ball over to Kawhi, and it's an offensive foul, moving screen on Zubac. Another turnover, guys. And I'm going to keep saying this. We had another whistle, but these turnovers killed the Clippers in game two. And they're starting to pick up on that same trend. And I'll tell you something, guys. With the Denver Nuggets feeling it like that, offensively, the Clippers cannot keep turning the ball over because they're getting the defensive stops, but they're giving it right back to them. So Jamal Murray trying to make a move, nothing doing, gives it to Joker. Joker shoots a three. He can't hit that this next time. But Jeremy Grant gets the ball, gets to Harold. Harold goes down inside, and he's fouled going in for the layup by Gary Harris. So Montrezl Harrell will go to the line for two. Yeah, he said, I hate Jordan, but he has to go. Yeah, man. Love-hate relationship. I hated him too. Damn, when he used to play my Knicks, man. He used to just murder us. So Montrezl Harrell cannot hit the first free throw, so it's still 79-72. LeBron is the biggest stat pattern of all time. Facts, Jay Jefferson. I'm with that, bro, because this is what he do. He robs any point guard of developing. because he wants to build up his assist stats, and fans actually go for that foolery. All right, 6-point game. Montrez drains the second throw. Paul Millsap out on the wing as Markieff Morris on the defense. Paul Millsap gets the ball over to Joker. Joker gets it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray can't find his offense right now. And he goes inside and gets the ball stripped away by Paul George. So Jamal Murray is just off right now. Everybody else is doing good. Paul George dribbles down inside, and he gives the ball away. Another turnover. And Jamal Murray gets the ball up to Gary Harris. Gary Harris puts up the three off the front of the rim. He can't hit. Here comes the here comes the Clippers. Paul George up for three. Bottom of the net. 76-79, down to a 3-point lead. And Mike Malone takes another timeout. He don't like it. He doesn't like it. We're going to a commercial break, 76-79, 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in this third quarter. But the Denver Nuggets still in there. And they're in there with a 3-point lead. All right, so how about Melo in college? Beast mode, Carmelo was a monster. Carmelo was a monster in the NBA too, man. He just never could hit with a team to pull that chip down. I remember buying Ewins and Etonics from Dr. J's sneaker store. Whoa, Glenn just gave up his age. There's history of greats before MJ. Oh, yeah. Dr. J, Kareem, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain. Remember Nate Tiny Archibald, Elgin Baylor. Guys, there's a lot of greats that was there before the likes of MJ and Michael Jordan for sure. I was rocking the Ewins in the 6th grade. Them shoes are dope. Yeah, man. The royal blue and orange Ewins with the big 33. Ah, man. So, Jay, I feel you. You in your mid-40s, salute, brethren. Yeah, man. Yep. We could tell by just when you tell us what you was watching and when you was watching basketball, we could get a gist of just how old you are. I know you guys were on my age, 39. Okay, he was watching basketball since he was a little tight. I got you beat by a few years there, cousin. JJ Redick is my college GOAT. Yeah, JJ Redick was a special college player for sure. A lot of special college players. Remember Bobby Duke? Duke produced a lot of special college players. Let's just say that. They fucking got Zion Williamson coming out, but Christian Laettner was a phenomenal college player. It may not have transitioned over to the NBA, but collegiate wise, he's phenomenal. Bobby Hurley, if you guys can remember Bobby Hurley, phenomenal college player. Duke has a lineage of great college players. And Chopstick is Duke bias anyway. He's already admitted. So, no problem with that, Chopstick. No problem with it. If you can admit it, it's okay. I will be 40 next month. Let's go. Another 10 to 20 years, we'll be singing the same song. Cousin. Congratulations. Damn. And your dad was a drug dealer. Just kidding, bro. That's what's up. Most of them in that era, huh? In that era. Yeah, I'm 40 and I mentioned it. I know. Yep. Guys, I'm just a tad bit older, but yeah, we're around the same age. Midway there. And exactly in the mid-40s. Nah, my auntie, he said, nah, my auntie she made sure I was the flyest cat in school. Okay, auntie took care of you. That's what's up. Oh, Snowpiercer. Looks like a pretty good show. Being from Detroit, we are into fashion. Yeah, but let me tell you something. You can't say that, JJ, not to me, but to Glenn Avery. You can't say being from Detroit, y'all into fashion. New York is the fashion capital of this nation, man. They even hold the door there. So when you talk about fashion, New York is actually a leading trend in fashion in the country. So if you're about fashion, imagine what they're about. All right, guys, we're back to the game. And Joker with the ball has Montrezl Harrell on him. Immediately double team. They're not even joking with the Joker. trying to lock him down. Jeremy Grant down low with the turnaround jumper to score 81. 76. Here comes the Clippers. Shamet comes down with the ball. Shamet drives down into the lane. Gives it to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell with the crazy layup. Those long arms allows it to go in. 78. 81. Joker at the top of the key. Montrez backs off, gives him some space. Bad move. And Joker's complaining about something. So Joker's a smart player. He was complaining to the refs. He was like, okay, you know what, my bad. And just walked away. And that's what you have to do because these refs will hit you with a silly tech. So smart move by the Joker to just let up off of that. So turnover by Denver. Here comes Shamet with the ball. Shamet out on the wing. Shamet double team. They get the ball to Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris tries to get it down low to Montrezl Harrell. He walks out of bounds with the ball. So another turnover for the Clippers, and they're mounting up, guys. And again, if we can think back, this is what caused the Clippers in the last game. Crazy turnovers. And they're looking like they're working on that same number. Okay? 12 turnovers. This is the same thing that the announcers are saying. This is the problem they had in game 2, turning the ball over. So Morris gets the ball over to the Joker. Joker, with these passes, man, how did he get that pass to? So Joker dribbles around the screen himself, and he gets a foul by Montrezl Harrell. And I don't understand why Montrezl Harrell is crying, bro. You cannot push off on the Joker and think they're not going to call a foul, dude. You got to now smack yourself in the head because it was stupid. It's a foul. He pushes him. And then he sits there and cries. Look, you put 2 hands on him and you push him, dude. Why are you crying about that? You fouled him. I mean, it's just stupid. So it was a stupid, silly foul. Joe got the line for 2. He drains the first free throw, 82-78. So Joker drain up. He misses the second free throw. It actually went in and bounced out, guys. So it's 4-point game, 82-78. Let's see if the Clippers can stay digging down into this lead like they did in the first half and get this to a 2-point game or potentially take the lead going into the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to do. Kawhi Leonard was fouled going in for the layup, fouled by Jeremy Grant. So Kawhi will go to the line for 2. And Kawhi Leonard is keeping this Clippers team in the game and also doing his part in keeping them from coming back because he's responsible for 5 of these 12 turnovers. But he is doing his part on the offensive end and defensive end, but he's doing his part offensively because he's scoring big for this team, getting into the lane, pulling those fouls. And the referees called it a ball in. So it's no shots for Kawhi Leonard. 14 seconds on the shot clock. They turned it over. When they get the ball in to Kawhi, Kawhi back over to Lou Will. Lou Will, long jumper. Lou Will, bottom of the net, iced it. 80-82, 2-point game. Monte Morris with the ball under 3 minutes in this third quarter. Monte Morris brings the ball down, has Shamet on the defense, and Craig for the 3. Craig in and out, can't hit the 3. And, Torrey Craig can light it up from downtown, so I don't mind him taking that wide open shot. Lou Will for 3. And Lou Will gets them out for the Clippers lead, 83-82. And the Clippers take the lead in this game. It's only their second lead in this game. They took a lead earlier, but Denver came right back, took the lead, and extended it to 10. So let's see if they can do that again. And Monte Morris dribbles down inside, gives the ball to Joker. Joker with the short jumper and drains it. Joker's feeling it, man. He is on fire. So Denver back on top by 1. Here comes Lou Will. Lou Will has Craig on the defense. Lou Will almost loses the ball and get it to Kawhi at the top. Good defense by Michael Porter Jr. to close down on Kawhi. Kawhi, step back jumper. Kawhi can't hit Michael Porter Jr. with the rebound. He'll bring the ball across court for the Denver Nuggets. Michael Porter Jr. looking to score. gets the ball to Joker, and Michael Porter Jr. almost threw that ball away. Monte Morris picks it up. Joker, top of the key, 3-pointer. Joker can't hit. But it's saved by Shamet, but into the hands of Michael Porter Jr. and oh wow. So these referees, man, now something just crazy happened. So they have possession of the ball. The ball gets thrown in. These guys are actually playing. They blow the whistle and saying it should have been 24 seconds. Right in the middle of a guy shooting. Like, I don't know if I agree with that. Because what if the point goes and then they kill the point? But yeah, they saying that he was controlling the ball, so they gave him a full 24 seconds. So Monte Morris at the top, 24 seconds to shoot. Joker makes the move on Montrezl Harrell right down inside, but he can't hit the turnaround layup. Clippers come down with the ball with a chance to take the lead back. Here comes Lou Wills, dribbles around the Montrezl Harrell screen, shoots the three, but right off the back of the rim, Lou Will can't hit. The Joker gets the rebound. That puts Joker over double digits on the rebound. Now all he needs is the assist count for the triple-double. Michael Porter Jr. drives down that side and dunks right over the top of Montrezl Harrell. Wow, Michael Porter Jr., 86-83, back on top by 3 on the Denver Nuggets. Under a minute to go in this third quarter. Kawhi let him with the ball on the wing. Immediately double team. He gets the ball to Shamet for 3, and Shamet can't hit. Craig comes down with the rebound. So Joker with the ball. Joker at the top of the key. Rifles the ball to Porter for a 3 in the corner. Porter can't hit. Torrey Craig almost with the rebound. Kawhi Leonard snatches it away. 2-second differential from the shot clock to the game clock. Kawhi will hold the ball. He's got Craig on the defense. Good defense. They double team Kawhi. The ball. Lou Will loses the ball inside. Michael Porter Jr. What a series there. Lou Will loses the ball inside. Michael Porter Jr. picks it up, but he tries to go behind the back. Montrezl Harrell steals it when he tries to go behind the back, and he goes up for the score and the foul. So Montrezl Harrell with a chance to tie this game from the line. Good defense by also they didn't give him the point. They said he was fouled before the shot, so he still gets 2 shots from the line, and he misses the first free throw. So still 83-86. And I tell you what, guys, this is not a remnants of that first game. At this point in time, Denver had fell apart already, but they're not only still in this game, but they're in control of this game right now. 86-83. And Montrezl Harrell with only 5 points, not producing as much. They're keeping Montrezl Harrell at bay. He had 12 points, averaged 12 points in games 1 and 2. Lou Wills averaged 11 points, and he's down to 5. So good job by the Denver Nuggets. Montrezl Harrell drains the second free throw. Here comes the Denver Nuggets with the ball. Jamal Murray passes it way ahead to Jeremy Grant, who comes down with the dunk over Man who just checks in for the Clippers, and Man shoots on the end of the quarter 3. And how about the Denver Nuggets, guys? The Clippers come and take the lead back, but the Nuggets say, no, no, no. Snatch that lead back and extends it to a 4-point lead going into the fourth quarter. 88-84. 1 quarter left in this game. Can the Denver Nuggets do it? Can they hang on? Can they shock the world and take out the Clippers going up a 2-1 lead in this series? Wow, guys, what a game we have here. Denver looking very impressive. So let me get back to the chat, see what my bros is talking about. Dave Jefferson said I had to be fresh. I didn't want to get roasted. Yeah, well, I got roasted in school all the way until I hit the 9th grade. When I hit the 9th grade, we slid out of extreme poverty because my mom joined the military. And then she started making some decent money. And I got my first pair of name brand shoes ever in my life. And it was some British Knights. You guys remember British Knights? Well, I got me a pair of British Knights, and I thought I was a shit. But I was fresh to death from then on because moms actually had money to start buying us clothes. Gotta love high school memories. Respect to your auntie, Jay. There, no doubt. No doubt. Respect the auntie. It's a tough road when you're getting teased all the way through school. Brandon Nicholson said if the Clippers continue to play like this, they don't win this series. That is a fact, fam. They got to take better care of the ball. You know, that's their biggest problem in this game. These turnovers, man. They're mounting up. They're mounting up. And the Clippers are just not doing a good job taking care of this ball right now. And that's really the whole problem, in my opinion, with the Clippers. Let me see, 14 turnovers, guys. At this point, they're up to 14 turnovers, you know? And just like Brandon said, they're not going to win that way. They're just simply not going to win that way. So, you know, we'll see what Doc does to try to get these guys to adjust. We are on a commercial break right now. What's good? Same here. Ron Cohen said Paul George is feeling it. He is, but they're gonna need Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are doing pretty good offensively, to tell you the truth, Ron. Feeling Ron, watching the game. All right, salute, salute. Everybody salute. Ron Brandon said, I'm about 36. I just started watching basketball a couple of years ago, and I watch old games, etc. I like to know how it led to where we are now. And that's pretty good, Ron. Brandon, and actually only been watching a couple of years, and when you talk to us, you know, you're pretty much up on the knowledge. So respect to that, dude. Respect to that. Jason Tatum is the best player in the league. Duke bias. Yeah, that's definitely Duke bias because that dude is not close to the best player in the league. But he's really good. And he has a lot of potential. I will say that, Chopstick. I don't think he'll ever become the best player in the league, but he'll be like one of the top. I think he could actually be one of the top 5 players in the league. All right. The trio of great high flyers, Elgin Baylor and Connie Hawkins, Dr. J, LeBron James, Dominique Wilkins, Sean Kemp, D. Brown. List goes on, but there have been Vince Carter. Yeah, a lot of high flyers. Clyde, the Glide, Drexler. All right, guys, we're back in action. And the Clippers get the putback by Montrezl Harrell to make it 88-86. Monte Morris back in the game. Got Patrick Beverly all over him. Patrick Beverly, Esther and Monte Morris. Patrick Beverly back on Morris. Patrick Beverly gets the steal on Monte Morris. That's what Patrick Beverly does. And Michael Green comes back down with the layup to tie this game up. So that's where Patrick Beverly kicks in, man, that extreme defense. And I don't think Monte Morris can handle that defense. So Jamal Murray with the 3, no hit, but Michael Porter Jr. with the putback dunk. Back on top by 2, 16 points for Michael Porter Jr. So Patrick Beverly working on Monte Morris now. Patrick Beverly gets the ball over to Lou Will. Lou Will drives right down the side. And oh no, guys. Lou Will falls. He does get the foul, but he falls on that sore wrist. If you guys don't know, Lou Will set out for a while with a sore wrist. And Doc's getting ready to pull him out. That's not good. To see him fall on that sore wrist, that's not good for the Clippers because Lou Will is definitely needed. You know, this guy comes off the bench and he can light it up for you. Billy Brisbane in the building. Was good with you, Billy, my man. Appreciate you coming through, Billy. All right, guys, so Lou Will at the top of the key. Kicks it over to Paul George. Markieff Morris dribbles down inside. Back up top to Lou Will. 4 seconds to shoot. Lou Will launches a long 3, but he can't hit. Off the side of the rim, Michael Porter Jr. lets the ball go outside, so Denver will get possession. 90-88, guys. Very close game here. Very good game by Denver. And for any of you guys that decided to bet Denver on the point spread, like I said, if you're going to go Denver, go with that points. They just might cash in, and if they win, they definitely cash in. So Michael Porter with an air ball. Here comes Patrick Beverly, full speed ahead to bring the ball down. Gets it over to Paul George. Back to Patrick Beverly for 3. Patrick Beverly can't hit. Jamal Murray comes down with the rebound. He'll bring the ball down for the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray with Patrick Beverley on the defense, dribbles around the screen, switch, has Markieff Morris on him. Gets the ball over to Michael Porter Jr., who's stripped by Patrick Beverley. No foul. Beverley with the drive down at the other end to score. Now, guys, I do think there was a lot of contact there, but no call by the refs. So, but Patrick Beverley is on fire on this defense. He's in everyone's face. And, you know, Patrick Beverley is getting away with a lot of reaches here. So Murray foul going inside, but Patrick Beverley does have active hands, but you know, he's getting away with some reach calls here. Now, that was a clean strip on Michael Porter Jr., but he just reached in on Jamal Murray. Got contact, but no call. So, you know, sometimes these high intensity defensive players, they get away with that because referees are used to seeing them reach and move, but it's such good defenders, they don't want to be so quick to call fouls on them. But Jamal Murray goes to the line to shoot two. And Jamal Murray actually hasn't been efficient offensively tonight. It's been the guys around him stepping up. Joker's been a tear. And I told guys, you know, I wouldn't bother with the prop bets on Jamal Murray because I didn't think he would do well tonight. So hopefully they listened and stayed off of any props on Jamal Murray. He hits the first free throw and he drains the second free throw to put Denver back on top. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in this game, guys. 90-92. Very interesting game. Appreciate you, Billy. Kawhi shoots the three, but he cannot hit. Michael Porter Jr. with another rebound. And he has his double-double, which I called that at the half. And Michael Porter Jr. inside on Montrezl Harrell and Paul George for the score. Michael Porter Jr., 18 points, 9 rebounds. Lou Will with the crossover. Shoots over the top of Mason Plumlee. Can't hit. Porter Jr. knocks the rebound over to Jamal Murray. Here comes the Denver Nuggets to see if they can score. Jamal puts up the three, and Jamal Murray is just not hitting tonight. He can't get in his groove. He misses that shot. Lou Wills comes down, gives the ball to Markieff Morris for three. Passes it to Paul George. Paul George, wow. So Paul George kind of dribbles around Mason Plumlee, but he moved into Plumlee's legs. Like, I'm not really good with that foul that they just called there because Paul George dribbled around Plumlee. He moved. He created the contact, but they called Plumlee for the foul. So whatever. Mismatch. Kawhi Leonard has Plumlee on him. Dribbles down inside on Plumlee. Turnaround jumper on Plumlee, but he can't hit. And another rebound. Killing the boards on the Denver Nuggets. Jeremy Grant. He brings the ball all the way down for the Denver Nuggets. Shoots the three. Jeremy Grant. Bottom of the net. 97-90. And Doc Rivers doesn't like it. Timeout. Denver Nuggets back on top. Boy, these Denver Nuggets are feeling it. So Billy, my man Billy said, what's up? Just checking in. We'll take the Nuggets third quarter to win or take the Nuggets spread whole game. Yeah, they've been looking. Yep. And I said that in my prediction show earlier too, Billy, to take the Nuggets on the point spread. So we're seeing eye to eye on that one, bro, buddy. I don't really dig into the prop side of it, Billy, because my prediction show is NBA basic odds and predictions. So I do it for the lower level gamblers. You know what I mean? Guys is just getting into it, you know, and then they can move on from my show to somebody like yours, Billy, who's a little more detailed with the gambling side of it. Well, thanks for coming through, Billy. I appreciate you, my man. Izzy Chaba, I haven't seen him this year because COVID at work. Yeah, I knew his potential with the best. What you talking about? Oh, hell no, Glenn. Don't listen to Chopstick. Chopstick is Duke bias. He said about a Duke player. Hell no, Jason Tatum ain't the best. Smash that like, brothers. Appreciate that. Jason Tatum is not the best player in the league, but he has potential to be one of the top. I don't know about the best, man. Just looking at the guys around him. Maybe if Luka was to get hurt, Zion was to get hurt, Giannis was, you know what I mean? Like a couple of guys, if they go down, maybe, but I see guys that with more potential to be a better player than him. You know, look at Donovan Mitchell, the way he's playing. Jamal Murray, he's kind of inconsistent, but there's other guys. Michael Porter Jr. with the slam. Yeah, man. Michael Porter Jr. is feeling it this game, man. He's keeping the Denver Nuggets not only in this game, but it appears he's keeping them ahead. You know, the whole team, though, guys. The whole team, they're doing their part in this game, and so that they don't have to rely on Nikola Jokic or Jamal Murray for everything, you know? So they all of them are doing their part, you know? Nikola Jokic is killing them. He's 2 assists away from a triple-double. And with all the time left, I could imagine he may have a 30-point triple-double right here. It's 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. 2 more assists to a guy who's facilitating the ball extremely well. Seems very reasonable. So it looks like Joker would get a triple-double here. 12 points for Jamal Murray, but he has 6 assists, 2 rebounds. He's doing other things. 10 points. Paul Millsap, 18 points. Michael Porter Jr. Monte Morris is just right under 10 points. Jeremy Grant is just right under 10 points. Gary Harris is just right under 10 points. So you're looking at 6 players potentially going double digits for this Denver Nuggets team. And you know, when they play like that, that doesn't allow the Clippers to just lock down on Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic because these other guys are producing. And that's going to give the Clippers problems. This, guys, is why this is D. Jefferson's dark horse team on the West Coast. All right, Michael Porter Jr. with the careless turnover. Yep. I would take Tatum over Devin Booker. Right now, I'm with you, Chopstick, definitely, because Tatum's better on the defensive end, and he's more consistent. So I'm definitely with you right there. Tatum over Devin Booker. Kawhi probably wish he stayed in Toronto. Not sure, man. Not sure. I think Toronto's having problems with Boston right now, and I think that this is a better team than that Toronto team with Kawhi, and they just got to figure it out, man. All right, so Gary Harris with the ball, guys. Got Lou Will on the defense. Kicks it to Murray. Can he hit? Murray cannot hit. Murray is off tonight, guys. So here comes Paul George. Steps back for a 3-pointer and bottom of the net. Back down to a 2-point game. Here comes the LA Clippers. Jamal Murray maybe need to think about more facilitating the ball and stop shooting because he's terribly off tonight. He almost loses the ball. Paul George gets his hand in there on the defense. 10 seconds to shoot. Jamal Murray in the corner to Michael Porter Jr. for 3, and Porter Jr. can't hit. Here's a chance for the Clippers to take the lead. Keith Morris gets the ball knocked out from behind, so still 17 seconds on the shot clock. And Paul George, guys, for these LA Clippers, Paul George is feeling it. All right, so they get the ball over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gets another turnover. Michael Porter Jr. Oh my gosh, these referees, they're killing me, man. That was a foul on Michael Porter Jr. He doesn't get the call. And at the other end, Lou Will drains another 3. Now, guys, look, I haven't really been talking about the referees, but let me tell you something. I have to mention this now because we're in the first quarter. I have seen 4 bad calls already. Clearly bad calls. No foul calls in the Clippers' favors, guys. 4 of them. And this is getting kind of shaky now. That was just another no foul call. Even though Michael Porter Jr. splits the defense, these guys cannot collapse on him and cause that much body contact without getting a foul call. And he got no foul call. He misses his shot, and they go back down the other end of the court for the 3. It's only 1-point game right now. Clippers back on top. Jay Jefferson said I had the BK's boots with the fur on them. Yeah, I remember them. Thank you, brother. My skill in problem solving helps me hide any flaws I have. Hey, skills is what matter. You got the skills to pay the bills, Brandon Nicholson. That's what's up. In the 5th grade, of course. Yeah, BKs and troops. I remember the troops. Remember the group troop? My man, Boston Nick MMA. Hey, sports guy over here. If you're into making some money, go see my man Boston Nick, Mo Scream, and Mills, and Billy Bisbrain, who was just in here. That's my Pub Sports guys, the UFC fanatics. And look, Pub Sports, they're overall sports fanatics, guys. You want to win some money on horse racing? It doesn't matter if it's basketball, UFC, hockey, baseball. Pub Sports got it all for you. And my man Boston Nick, Mills, Mo Screen, Billy Bisbrain over there holding it down. You guys go check out Pub Sports, win you some money. What's up, Boston Nick? Appreciate you coming through. They're still there. Yes, sir. 1-point game. They are definitely there. They are there. And for all of, I picked Clippers to take this game. Money line, and so hopefully they answer the call. I did say over on that 220. So I caught it at 220. I think it ended up at 221. So I'm needing 10, 11, 12 more points from each team. We got plenty of time. 7 minutes left. Very possible. Well, we're looking kind of shaky on that over there. But that was what I took on my ticket. On the prediction show, on this particular game, I told people to stay away from the overs and unders. But I did say to take Clippers on the point spread, which, I might have tanked on this Clipper game. The first game we hit on, because as I'm remembering, I think I did choose to take Clippers on the point spread because they usually demolish teams coming off of the situation. If you guys go watch the prediction show, you'll see what my breakdown was for that. IBT Boxing Truth in the building. What's up, IBT? Appreciate you coming through, my man. Austin Nick says, and no, we did not start it. It was just a crazy situation. Start what? Oh, wow. Really? Me and my brother just fought 3 kids, 3 hours. Oh, wow. And Nick not only reports on the UFC, but sometimes he likes to keep himself in practice. Boston Nick, won't mind taking your head off. He's a fighter, guys. All right, back in action. Jokic goes down inside. Oh, wow. They called Joker for a hook. And, guys, here it is. We're going to watch it slow. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Joker tried to be slick. He had Zubac arm trapped down under his while he was driving. Slick veteran move. So this is 2 back-to-back fouls on Joker. He got the offensive foul on the other end, came right back down on the defensive end and pulled the foul. So Clippers with a chance to extend their lead, 98-97, and Kawhi Leonard cannot do that. He's off. He's been shooting pretty well, and a terrible pass by Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray and see, this is why I can't put Jamal Murray at one of the top players because of his consistency. He's not consistent. And as a matter of fact, he's probably the guy who's not playing the best on this team. And everybody else is pretty solid. Jamal Murray's missing shots. He's turning the ball over. So not a good look for Murray. Zubac with the pass in the corner and back in the corner. Patrick. No. Patrick Beverly passes it to Markieff Morris that drains the three-pointer, but whistle, guys, 3.3-second violation in the lane, so no basket. Denver's ball. Wow, that was huge because that 3 went in. All right, here comes the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray, who's not been playing so well. He's bringing the ball down, and he gives it to Joker for the 17-foot jump shot. Joker on fire, over 30 points. And he drains it 99-98. 1-point game. Denver back on top. Here comes the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Has Nikola Jokic on the defense. Double team real quickly. Lou Will come down inside. Lou Will can't hit. They fight for the rebound. Nikola Jokic comes up with the rebound. Hands the ball off to Jamal Murray. So here comes the Denver Nugget with a chance to extend the lead. Ball over to Joker, and Joker gets the ball tapped. Good defense by Lou Will. knocks the ball out of bounds. 13 seconds on the shot clock. 5 minutes, 38 seconds left in this quarter. And the Denver Nuggets, surprisingly, with a 1-point lead, guys. Here comes Gary Harris. He gives the ball to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, 10 seconds to shoot. Dribbles around the Joker screen. Jamal Murray turns around inside. Murray, 4 seconds to shoot. Jeremy Grant pulls up with the jumper. Jeremy Grant can't hit. Joker fighting down inside for the rebound. Kawhi Leonard with the long arms comes down with it. Gives it to Morris. Morris back to Kawhi. Thinks about the three. Pulls back. Kawhi dribbles down inside. Pulls up for the short jumper, but foul by Paul Millsap. So Kawhi Leonard will go to the line for 2. I think that was really good defense by Paul Millsap, but I know we didn't start at lightning. Good game. Yes, it is a great game, Ron. I agree with that. Read up, D. Said got pics of the blood and shit. Oh wow. Yeah. Send me the pictures. I gotta see the pictures, Nick. Oh boy. So Kawhi Leonard cannot hit the free throw. Wow. Why? Trying to tie the game. And he does. He hits the second. So it's even Steven. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left. Jamal Murray coming down with the ball. 99-99. Tie game. Jamal Murray has not been hitting tonight. Gary Harris. Gary Harris goes right down inside. Gets fouled by Zubac, I believe. Smacked across the face. So Gary Harris will go to the line for 2 points. What a game, guys. What a game. And who would have thought that Denver Nuggets would come back as strong in this second game as they did? Great coaching by Mike Malone. I see the Doc Rivers. Gary Harris hits the first free throw to make that 100-99. I see Doc Rivers, in my opinion, as the superior coach. But Malone doing a great job. And I think Mike Malone may be fighting for his job if the Nuggets don't do well in this playoff. So Gary Harris with both free throws. Take a 2-point lead back on top. Here comes the LA Clippers. Paul George gives the ball off to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard with a nice feed down inside to Zubac for the slam. The foul. Going to the line. Nice feed by Kawhi Leonard and nice finish by Zubac to dunk right over the top of Paul Millsap. Yeah, he took one across the face from Paul Millsap and still got the dunk off, but clearly Paul Millsap was going for the ball, so refs called no flagrant on that one. And Zubac converts on the 3-point play, 102-101, 1-point game. We got a barn burner here, guys. And for all of you guys that took Denver Nuggets on the points, you're looking pretty good. Jamal Murray nearly lost the ball there. Jokic able to pick it up. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray. And Jamal Murray is just off, way off offensively. He dipped that shoulder and he pulls the Paul George did a great job of standing in front of him and pulling that offensive foul. Just great defense by Paul George. And yes, Jamal Murray definitely led that shoulder to create the contact. Now here comes Kawhi Leonard. Dribbles down inside, pulls back for the short jumper. 1-on-1, you're not going to stop him. Right over the top of Jeremy Grant for the score. Now, the biggest lead, coincidentally, for the Clippers of this game. 3-point lead. See what they can do with it. Here comes Jokic. He's been on fire, working on Zubac. Backing Zubac down. And Joker with, I don't know if they'll give him the score, but they did give Zubac the foul. And oh wow, that is number 6 for Zubac. So I think he will foul out. Yeah, and that's just too much contact by Zubac. So 4:07 to go, guys, and I'm gonna tell you something. This may be a factor here losing Zubac at this point because he's been defending Nikola Jokic much better than Montrezl Harrell in this game. Okay. And so the significance of that is that the Joker is the guy for Denver right now. He's taking over this game. He's hot. And you don't want the guy who's defending him the best to be removed from the game. And that's exactly what just happened. 4 minutes is a lot of time to play, guys. So that's very interesting. And then they're going to have to depend on Montrezl Harrell to close this game out. If I'm not mistaken, Montrezl Harrell, let me check. I believe he has he may have 4 fouls himself, 3 or 4 fouls himself, but man, I don't know why I keep yawning. I'm not really sleepy. But okay, well, I can't find the foul count, but yeah, that's a significant foul there. Very, very significant foul there, guys. Zubac out of the game. So Doc Rivers, they're back on commercial. Denver Nuggets are talking about it. 104 to 101. Clippers find themselves back on top. Zubac just kicked the chair over. He said, "This is bullshit. I didn't foul. I shouldn't be out of the game." Toss the towel. Zubac pretty pissed off right now. Kick the chair over. Toss the towel. He's just not feeling it, man. Team trying to encourage him. Don't worry about it, man. He played a good game. The Joker has shown up for these Denver Nuggets tonight. All right, Joker brings the ball in, gives it to Paul Millsap, and another whistle was on Paul George or Lou Will, got the hand on the Joker making a cut. So that's Paul George. That'll only be his 3rd foul. Paul George, great defender. No worries. And it's going to be Jeremy Grant to bring the ball in for the Denver Nuggets. And he gets the ball to Gary Harris. Gary Harris with Lou Will on the defense. Gary Harris gives the ball to the Joker, back to Gary Harris for 3. And nice. It was blocked by Lou Will. And Jamal Murray, who hasn't been, threads the line, saves the ball, gets it inside to Jeremy Grant for the easy layup. 1-point game. Here comes the Clippers. 3 minutes. Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Double team. Kawhi pulls the ball up. Gets it over to Paul George. Paul George drives down inside and gets fouled. Now, guys, this is what I'm talking about. This foul that they just called on Paul George, the same thing just happened to Michael Porter Jr. That was the foul I was saying. I don't understand how they don't call that foul. Well, Paul George split the middle. The guy collapsed on him and they called the foul, but they didn't give Michael Porter Jr. the same, courtesy down the other end. So I don't know, man. I like games like this, but I hate when the referees get involved. Paul George with 31 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, really showing up for the Clippers tonight. He drains both of these free throws to extend that lead back to 3 points. 106, 103. Clippers on top. Jamal Murray has to do something, man. He's been really cold. So the Joker working on Montrezl Harrell gets the ball out to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray is not comfortable with shooting. Cross-court pass to Jeremy Grant, who can't hit for the 3. So here comes Kawhi and the Clippers with a chance to build on that lead. Gets it inside to Montrezl Harrell. And a nice pass by Kawhi Leonard. Millsap fouled down low, so he'll go to the line for 2. I'm sorry. Montrezl Harrell fouled by Millsap down low, so he'll go to the line for 2. My man Boston Nick said and need Clippers to win by 3. Okay. It's home for me. You didn't win by 3. All right, Nick. All right. They're up by 3 now, and Montrezl Harrell just missed the free throw, so that's not a good sign, my man Boston Nick. But he does have another one to shoot. I tell you what, Nick, I need the Clippers to win, and them winning by 3 would be fine because I told the people on my show to either go with the Clippers on the money line or Denver on the points, which means I would be exactly right. If they went either way, they would have won money because Denver will beat that spread and the Clippers would still win the game. And that's how I told them to pick that game and stay away from the overs and unders. Overs was at 221. It's close. They're playing with that. I'm not sure if they'll get it, but they're playing with it. So Joker working on Montrezl Harrell, kicks the ball out to Jeremy Grant for the short dump hook, but he can't hit. Another rebound by the Clippers. Are the Denver Nuggets giving the game away? Are they letting the Clippers pull away right here at the end? 4-point lead by the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard slashes down inside, goes over Jokic, but he can't hit. Nikola Jokic with the defense on Kawhi. Good defense. Denver Nuggets only 2 points in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Jeremy Grant going to try to clear that, and he can't. Denver Nuggets has gone cold, guys, at the end of this game. At the wrong time, they have gone cold. They have not scored in the last 3 minutes but 2 points. And Lou Williams down inside for the score. 6-point lead. Biggest lead by the Clippers, and it just so happens it's right at the end of the game. Let's go. 2 minutes, 4 seconds left in this quarter. 109, 103, Clippers back on top. All right, my man, Boston Nick, Clips need 2.5. The teaser. Boston Nick went for the teaser. Might be a good pick. Might be just a good pick here. What does that mean, Nick? I've seen you put that in the chat before. FGGGG. What does that mean? That's something I've never seen before, but I've seen you put that in there before. And it could be because I'm old, Nick. You know, I am 45, so just might not be up with the lingo. But I don't know what that means. I was interested when I see you put that in there a couple of times before. That if GGGGG, what's the significance in that? All right, guys, so we got a game. We got a game here. 109, 103 can, you know, what's interesting is every time in this game so far that the Clippers took the lead, the Denver Nuggets came back and went on a run and took the lead back. They're running out of time for that. So coming down to crunch time, Denver Nuggets has gone cold at the wrong time. I like what Michael Malone did. He moved some guys out of the lineup. He bought Michael Porter Jr., who's been feeling it. He brought him in. And Jamal Murray, who's been feeling it. Joker thinks about a 3. Decides to pull it back down, give it to Jamal Murray, who drives down inside. And Jamal Murray tries to go for the dunk, but Kawhi Leonard in those long arms goes up and knocks it away, not having it down inside. Great defense by Kawhi Leonard. Boy, he was trying to go up over Kawhi. Kawhi just got his fingertips on that ball, so Jamal Murray almost pulled that off, guys. But what defense by Kawhi Leonard to get that block, straight up block, no foul. Boy, he is a hell of a defender. And that's why, guys, I say hands down, the best defender in the league. So the referees are he blocked this ball essentially with his middle finger, guys. Wow. Kawhi Leonard, what defense. Oh, LFG. Okay, let's fucking go. Got it. Now I know what that means. Cool, cool, cool. That's the Clippers ball, man. Come on. I don't think they're looking at the possession, Nick. I think they're looking at the shot clock on it. All right, guys. We was talking to his guys. Look, guys, we gotta close this game out. I don't know. So they checking guys to see if the ball hit the rim, which is fucking, pardon me, but it's stupid. The ball hit the rim easily. I mean, I seen that on the first. I don't know, man. Okay, so they took all that time to see if the ball hit the rim, which it did. So the shot clock reset to 14. That's what all the commotion and confusion was about. All right, Nick, stop giving it away, man. Nick said, "Here we go. We'll win this shot." No, I'm just messing with you, Nick. You might be a couple seconds ahead of me, though. But it's okay. You can't give it away because I got a lot of people that listen while they're driving on the road. And so the play by play is what they really like to hear. So Gary Harris gets the ball inside, and man, Patrick Beverly comes up with the steal and almost falls out. He tries to get it in, but he gets into the hands of Porter Jr. And here comes Joker. And he can't hit a lot of contact. Man, these referees, guys, I I have no horse in this race, but it's really sad because these referees, they're interfering with this game, man. Bad calls. Wow, bad calls, bad calls. I don't like this officiating in this playoffs. And guys, I really feel like the officials are getting in the way of these games, man. They're getting in the way of these games. The fouls, it's almost like the LA Clippers are at home court advantage because the fouls have definitely been in their favor. There have been no calls on Denver, many no calls on Denver. And I mean, like similar fouls that they're calling for the LA Clippers. Maybe an agenda. Nick, you dust maybe in the door, but Montrezl Harrell hits the first free throw. I mean, kind of hard for a team to play a team that's the best defender and play against the refs. I've seen at least five no calls on fouls for Denver. And, you know, but the Clippers are getting all of their calls. So, and Montrezl Harrell bangs both free throws. So, and Jamal Murray with the nice feed to Joker coming down inside. So it's a 6-point game, guys. It's down to the wire. Going under a minute here. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Jeremy Grant on the defense. They decide not to double team. Kawhi makes his move. Dribbles to the top of the key. Gets the ball over to Paul George. Paul George dribbles down inside. Back up top to Kawhi for a three. Kawhi can't hit. But Patrick Beverly comes down with the rebound. So Patrick Beverly, he said, go down low. Patrick Beverly moving screen. Just got away with that too. No call. Patrick Beverly out to Kawhi Leonard. 1 second to shoot. Kawhi Leonard has to heat it up. He can't hit, but Michael Porter Jr. comes in and snatches the rebound. Here comes the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray inside, and he finally scores his first points in the fourth quarter, and very, very vital. 26 points for a second game. It's not over till the fat lady sings 111, 107 on a commercial break. As my man Boston Nick says, let's fucking go. Man, what a game, guys. What a game. So, come on now. Come on now. Still in good shape, Nick. They up by 4 points. I know you need three. I know you need three, but still in good shape. They do got a 4-point lead. And hey, Nick, don't feel so bad. I think the referees are on your side in this game. You know, I don't have a horse in this race, but you do. And the refs are playing for your team right now. So you might be in good shape, Nick. We're on a commercial break. D bet I bet I lose by by the 0.5. Man, that would be terrible, Nick. That would be terrible. Don't wish that on yourself, man. Come on. No, Nick, both of us gonna win. I'm gonna call it out for you right now, Nick. Both of us gonna win. Because I said take these Clippers. Always I say in my parlay, I advise people always take the safe bet, like my man Gun writes, the money line. So Clippers on the money line, and my man Boston Nick need them to win at least by 3. But I also told some people, Nick, that if they're going to take the Denver Nuggets, do it on the points, because I don't think that they'll cover the spread. I don't think the Clippers will cover the spread. So maybe we can win all the way around, Nick. Clippers win on the money line by 5 points to give you your money, and that's not enough for the 10. And we went all the way around. I'm calling it for you, Nick. That's how it's going down. 5-point Clipper win. Let's go. 26 seconds left. Markieff Morris throws the ball to Lou Will, and they want to drain this clock. Lou Will, he got the ball off. So Gary Harris fouls with 20.1. They are in the bonus, but he fouled the wrong guy, in my opinion. He fouled Kawhi Leonard. Pretty good free throw shooter. Come on, man. You kidding me? This thing want to mess around right there at the end. All right, there we go. Kawhi Leonard drains the first free throw. Well, here it goes. Here it goes, guys. Yeah, Nick, he made it, dog. He made it. Come on, man. My fans just start acting up at the end of this game. You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. All right, guys. I did have a backup. So for all of my people listening on the outskirts, no worries. I got a backup. Kawhi Leonard is at the free throw line on my backup, but it's just a tad bit behind. So it's 112. Kawhi Leonard drains the first free throw, 112, 107. Waiting to see if my other one step back in, but right now I got this stream up, so we still in action, guys. Boston Nick, ruining it for my fans, man. No problem. Kawhi drains both free throws, guys. 19 seconds, game ticking away for the Denver Nuggets. No suspense. Boston Nick pretty much let us know that the Clippers are going to pull away with this. Nikola Jokic goes for the 3. He can't hit, and that'll do it. The Clippers will dribble out. 113, 107. Nick, I just missed by 1 point, but I called it for you, dude. 6-point win. My man Nick, cash it in. Everybody from the Speak Your Mind Sports Talk family who did take my advice and bet the Nuggets by the point, boom, cash it in. And if you did play the parlay that we put out there, boom, cash it in. We on fire, guys. Great game. Very unfortunate for the Denver Nuggets. They just kind of allowed the Clippers to come back in there at the end and take that. You know what I mean? Did you play it? You played it? Way to go. I'm glad you took our advice, IBT. Yes, sir. IBT wins the money. He cash it. Cash it. My man Nick, he wins the money. He cash it. Cash it. That's how we do it. Hey guys, let's talk about this game a little bit. And I want to do this, which is a little untraditional, but I'm going to open up the panel. So if any of you guys want to come up here and kick it about the game, guess what? There's the link where we can talk about this game today and that we had tonight. So I'm not going to stay on too long, guys, for the after game report, but just to kick with you guys, great game. I can see the Denver Nuggets coming back and tying this series up. With the way they played here, I think the Denver Nuggets can come back and tie this series up. And, pretty interesting. If they are able to come back and tie this series up, then we could see a 7-game series between these two teams, guys. What's up, Boston Nick? What's good with your action?
You called it home for me, baby. Yes, sir. I thought I was in trouble for a while the whole game.
Yeah, man. That was a great game, bro. Great game.
What do you think about the Heat and the Celtics. Do you think they're gonna end up playing each other?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
What
what I
do you
mean?
mean? Well, for the series, who do I got winning that series?
That and but yeah, both now. Yeah, and what a
Well,
series, right?
I do think on my prediction show today, I did pick the Boston Celtics to win. I did tell them to take the points, and I think I hit that game everywhere around. So hopefully they bet it that way. Uh, but I said that whoever wins this game today wins this series. That's how I feel that series going. But I also think that Boston is the better team in this matchup, just between these two, because if you look at their players, Kemba Walker, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Daniel Tice, even their efficiency, overall efficiency rating, all of them are better than the top guy on Toronto, which is Kyle Lowry. See what I mean? So they're all playing more efficient ball. And then two guys, Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum, are actually superior to Kyle Lowry. So they're just playing all around better ball. Both teams are defensively responsible. But when you look at the first two games, it's as if the Boston Celtics in their wins, they controlled their game. You know what I mean? They controlled their game and they went and cleaned it up. Whereas the Toronto Raptors, they struggled in their two wins. They had to come back, and you understand what I'm saying? So it just looked like the Clippers are the stronger team. And I just figured whoever took this game today would potentially win the series, and I'm going to stick with that. So I think we will have Boston, Miami in this next round for the conference title.
That's going to be the best series, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really interesting.
They match up well. They're a very smaller, faster team. You know what I mean? Just they complement each other in so many different ways. You know what I mean? Yeah. Crazy game, crazy fucking day. Your boy got a good workout in today. You got a couple reps in for this.
Man. Oh boy, I miss those days, and I don't miss those days.
I know.
I miss those days because it may sound strange, and a lot of people don't. What do you mean it's fun to fight? Well, it's kind of fun to fight. You know, I can't lie, it was, right? But the pain afterwards, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm an old man now. So I'm 45. I don't want to wake up with those aches and shoulder aches and knuckle aches and jaw. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
A bad hangover. It's fun to drink and have, but then what the price did you pay afterwards? You know what I mean? And in my age, you know, mid 40s, I'm just not with the
1,000% true. That what happened was this is the funny part. You know, I told my brother. So you know, so he went to he left. He was literally he got there in time, but he was leaving to go to rehab for. He's been drinking too much, and he's not supposed to be drinking at all. You know what I mean? He's bipolar, so it messes with his medication, all that kind of stuff. So he knew he needed to get right, so he put himself in. You know what I mean? He has insurance, all that stuff. So he decided to do a program.
That's a good thing, bro, because for any addict, and I tell anyone, for any addict of anything, you can tell them, you can lead them, but they're not going to change until they decide they're willing to change. It's a great thing that he decided to take that step, you know? Because when people try to, like these interventions, I don't mean no harm or disrespect, but that show intervention I don't think that there's a really high success rate for a reason. You know, you often see those people end up back on the wagon is because they're going to please someone else. They're going to please their mom and their brother and the family that sit in there and cry and beg them to go. That's why they're going. They're not going because they've decided to make that change. And it's not going to be until they decide to make that change within themselves that the change will come about. So those intervention shows is good for ratings and reality TV.
They're forced to make those changes, and they have an ultimatum. It's like, here, you're getting kicked out of the house or going to jail.
Getting cut off or some of that type of
you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? It's not them making the actual choice. You know, this is the second time, but, you know, hopefully this is the, you know, he can do it, you know, do it this time. He left like, he supposed to do 30 days last time. He left like 18 days in. He should have done the whole entire thing, and now needs to work the steps, the program, and stuff like that. But it was just ironic because, you know, What the worst part about it is before you go to like if you want to go in emergency, which means like instead of like schedule like a date and stuff like that, and you want to go in right then and there, and he planned this yesterday, you have to actually be drunk or be have alcohol on you and whatever, in you, believe it or not, down here. So he fucking he was been drinking all day or whatnot before he went, and he was getting into my dad's worker's truck, Wilma, this Brazilian guy, good, known for 10 years or maybe even longer than that. Since he's my age. And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Something just happened to my. Oh, there it is.
Okay. And then all of a sudden, like I'm on my window right here, real quick, and like right there, just fucking just like saying goodbye. You know what I mean? Out the window, I'm like, hey Johnny, come back a new man. Good luck. Yada 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 yada. And all of a sudden, like these 3 kids roll by. It's a white kid and 2 Spanish kids. Oh, I didn't know at the time, but I'm at the window. And they almost like kind of clipped him. They really almost did. They're driving fast, and he's like, "Hey, slow down!" And they just skirt. I hear skirt, and I'm already thinking in my head, I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And I already know what mind frame. Yeah, and I know what mind frame my brother's in because he almost just got in a fight 3 hours prior with a guy 5 houses down because actually a guy that we know our whole life. We used to work with this kid. I'm not gonna say his name. Going AB, Adrian Broner, and my brother today went to go get some deodorant, and him and his girlfriend got like to a fender bender, and they exchanged numbers, and they both left, and the girl actually like got home, and he yelled at her for not calling the cops, so she called the cops, and they said that my brother ran, and it all ended up getting straightened out. He didn't run and whatnot. The cops down here are horrible. They almost let them fight each other, right? He lives 4 houses down. He's gonna get his. Wow. He said something about he's gonna get his. He said something about my niece and whatnot. So when Johnny's on his little vacation, I'm gonna put this kid on a vacation here in a minute. But what happened was, not to get off track, but all you hear is a skirt, and I'm like, fuck. I'm talking to my dad on the phone because my dad's like, worried about if he's gonna go to the rehab, if he's getting in the truck with Wilma and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, Dad, he's literally getting in the truck right now. He's getting in the truck, and then all of a sudden these kids, and I'm like, oh fuck up there, I gotta go, Dad. I didn't hang up. I put the phone in my pocket, and I just run downstairs. And by the time I'm out there, bro, like he got by the back passenger side window. The window was down, and some white boy was like running his mouth, and he opened his door, and like he kicked his door open, and it hit my brother. And my brother like kicked the door back. No, he'd been kicking. He pushed it back, and hard. And the fucking driver driver's seat guy came out and just swung, and just missed my brother. My brother just came back, just leaned back. Brother can fight as good or better than I can, and I can fight. And he motherfucker just fucking leaned back at him with a whop real quick, and his fucking it was like over him got when Rosenstruck split him from like all the way. Yep. And he fell into my brother's knee. I remember that fight too. Oof. And he fell into my brother's knee, and like he was like wrapping his knee up, and like then there's me, 2 other kids, and then Wilma, who's a diesel, a Brazilian guy my age, maybe 2 years older at max, and like we're all like scuffling, like trying to break it up, and then like I go to grab the kid by his shirt, but he already took his shirt off, so like I did grab his hair a little bit, and I go to like pull him back, you know what I mean? But then I let go. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna grab his hair. And the fucking motherfucking kid that I did that to fucking like goes to kick my brother, and I just hit him with a blop, quick left hook, and just bloom out fucking like a light. And that's where that's where my fucking hands all busted up. But
I'm swollen up.
Yeah, all swollen up.
Right, Nick, you got about 2 years left for that shit, right? Huh? You got about 2 years left, and you gotta call it quits.
I need to get in the gym, man. My niece is 3 years old. And I got a feeling in 15 years from now, when I'll be fucking 50. I gotta stay in shape. I'm gonna have to put work on these young kids.
No, man, you need to.
These kids are 20. These kids are 20 and 21 years old. Not even of age to drink, basically. Yeah, and they know where I live. They go, let's go get the strap. Let's go get the strap. That's what White was saying. Let's get the car. Let's get the strap. Yeah. Hope your car looks like a goddamn, red rum bloody murder mess.
Yeah, they that's what it is with the youth these days. They don't, they can't shoot a fair one and then just keep it moving. You win, you lose, you move on. You don't have to go get gone. My man Chopstick says Paul George was what you say, Nick?
No, you're right. Just shoot the face, shoot it straight,
and just go home. Paul George was getting his shot off easy on them today. Well, that's the thing, Chopstick. Denver Nuggets is not known as the defensive team. They're not known, and Paul George is superior offensive player. So the thing is, Paul George should have been getting his shot off, but he wasn't playing as well. But he stepped up today, and he's a big reason they won that game for sure. He and Kawhi Leonard. I was sure Denver was winning this one, all those Clippers turnovers, but I'm glad to be wrong. Yeah. I mean, they played a great game, and let's be honest, they're the underdog for a reason. Clippers are one of the favorites to go to the championship, right? And then again, I tell everybody this, and I don't care, man. Who you take your pick? Who's the third best guy on the Clippers? Whether that be Patrick Beverly or whether that be Montrezl Harrell. But I would say probably one of those two guys are the third best guy on the Clippers, outside of Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Well, you take those guys off the court, and this will be a different Clippers team. Look at how effective Patrick Beverly was in there tonight. Look how effective Montrezl Harrell was in there tonight. If you take either one of those guys off the court, this is a different Clippers team, no? Well, Will Barton is not present for the Denver Nuggets. And people have to remember this. Defensively, offensively, Will Barton is huge for that team. He's their third best guy. You have Joker, you have Jamal Murray, who didn't play like the second best guy, but those are the three best guys, and Will Barton is not here. So what would this series look like if Will Barton was here? What would it look like? We may have a different series. So, shout out to the Nuggets for fighting, but the reality is without Will Barton, do we expect them to win this series? I would have to say no. I don't. But they're doing a good job. They're battling. And this second game, what I think is good for the Denver Nuggets is that they didn't get blown away. Because when you get blown away in the first game, you come back, you handle your business in the second game. If you come back and you get blown away in that third game, it kind of says that you're just probably not a good enough team. But by them losing in a close margin like this is actually a moral victory for them. We want to win, but this is a moral victory for them, in my opinion.
The first game they got blown out, like you said, they were never in that game, not even for a fucking minute. And this game, they were in it until the last minute and a half. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
Hey, Nick, you like my hat? It's trippy. I'm playing with the green screen.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? I thought it was me. I mean, I didn't get caught with any punches today. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, it's trippy. I like to do that sometimes. I got a couple of hats. I got this is my baseball cap. It matches my shirt here. See, it's got all the same colors, but I have another one, a racing cap, Ernie Irvin, and it has the lime green. And it plays the same trippy tricks with the green screen. I kind of like it. It's funny.
Do you see this Bob Marley pic I have in the background?
I love it, bro.
It's signed. It says it's signed by Bob Marley. So I found this in the trash. Someone was throwing it out, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, not happening. That thing is like 4 feet, 3 feet. It's an actual canvas. The canvas alone cost $100. You know what I mean?
That's crazy, but who the fuck throws away a picture of the great Bob Marley anyway?
Unreal.
What the fuck are you doing?
Real, bro. It's unreal. It's whoever did it did a fucking unbelievable job. Like literally, and it's a real canvas. My buddy paints for a living, and I know how much the canvas cost. When I want him to paint me something, I got to pay $100 for the canvas. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. Good game, Ron Cohen said. Yeah, it was, Ron. Great game. Brandon Nicholson said, yo, D, I just so happened to look at your title. Okay. He said, yo, D, I just so happened to look at your title. Denver Nuggets versus LA Clippers game 5. Don't you mean game 3? Oh, shit. Good catch, Brandon. Good catch, brother. Yeah, I think I did mean game 3. That's awesome.
Got you slipping. It's all right.
Yeah. I think I did mean game 3, though. That's good stuff. Thanks, Brandon. I'll change it. Closing wise, I'd say Lou Williams. Yeah, Lou Williams showed up. He's always been a closer, though. That's what Lou Williams does.
Who plays better defense, though? Kyrie or him?
You say who has what? Better defense?
Plays better defense. Plays both sides better.
Kyrie Irving or Lou Williams?
Yeah.
Kyrie. I would say Kyrie because he gets into the passing lanes better. His hands are quicker on the steal, but then they're pretty much similar everywhere else. You know what I mean?
Donkey blocked basically at the end of the game. That was game changer.
All right, but I want to shout out, even though, I want to shout out James Harden and that Houston Rockets unit because someone has been talking to those guys about stepping it up on the defensive end. And I thought that it was just somewhat of an anomaly in this last series that they pulled off against OKC. But they've kept up this defensive intensity going into this Lakers matchup. And this is where the Rockets failed a lot of times in the past, guys, with this defense. They just were just absent on the defensive end. So shout out to the Rockets we're not going to expect them to turn into a Raptors or Boston or Miami Heat or Clippers, defensive unit, but they're playing hell of a better defense than they have in the past, especially in these playoffs. And I'm not saying it gets them past the Lakers, but it damn sure makes a big, big difference to play on the other side of the ball. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm scared about?
What's that?
Real quick, my closing thoughts are, I got a Heat poster, and I'm a Boston Celtic fan and Heat fan, but obviously a Boston Celtic fan. If they play each other and I have that up, I'm gonna get reamed. I'm gonna get reamed.
Let me tell you something. I'm a Redskins fan, a Washington football team because they stole the fucking name from us. But I'm a Washington football team fan and a Giants fan. Same conference, right? So how does that happen? And I've been for a long time. I'll tell you how it happened. When I was 5 years old playing pee-wee football, recreation football, you couldn't tell me a goddamn thing about anybody on earth playing football but Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence Taylor was a football god to me back then, right? But my entire family, being from the DMV, was Washington Redskins. So I grew up like in the Giants and like in the Redskins from a young age, and they kind of got embedded. So now I'm an adult, and I have both of these teams. So I brought all that up to tell you this. When you have that next situation, you just have no horse in the race. You just watch it play out, and whatever team wins, you get to celebrate either way. You know
I got slapped if I didn't eat, sleep, and breathe Patriots from Bledsoe to Tom Brady. You know what I
mean? Drew Bledsoe, yeah, man.
But I grew up. Jerry Rice was my guy. Like Jerry Rice was just. I mean, I had a Jerry Rice jersey. I was a Niner fan just because of Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So another team I appreciate.
Jerry Rice is like a Michael Jordan. You don't like the San Francisco, but you love Jerry Rice. I think he wasn't a Bulls fan, and Jordan used to punish my Knicks, but I was still a huge Jordan fan. You know what I mean? So
I couldn't name three other people. I couldn't name three other people. Maybe then I know there's probably a shitload that played with Jerry Rice. You know what I mean? It was just all about Jerry Rice.
Right. Brandon Nicholson said, looking at this series with the Warriors versus the Clippers, whenever they took Lou out the game, they lost. Yeah. But Paul George, with that being said, Brian, I think Paul George was on a mission tonight. So had they taken Lou out of his game, Paul would have stepped it up, man. And they had to continue to double Kawhi. Look at how he punished them with them putting those double teams on him. So even if Lou was, slacked up a bit, I'm pretty sure that Paul George would have picked up the slack. They were on a mission, man. Again, the Clippers are the better team. Shout out to the Denver Nuggets for sticking in there and putting up a much better fight than I think anybody expected them to put up. I heard some people talking about they were going to be swept this series. This looks like at least a 6-game series. They may snatch it and take it to 7, but I think this is at least a 6-game series. They'll pull, another game.
Everybody to the Clippers line lost. If you took the Denver line, you won. You know what I mean? It was I think 7.5 or at least 7.5. I want to say.
No, it was
10. 10 exactly. You know what I mean? So that was easy. I actually should have teased it the other way, so I didn't have to sweat it out. I should have teased Denver, but they got blown up by 30. So I'm like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? So imagine they come back here and just take all 4 games, just walk out of that motherfucker. You know what I mean? That's like a plus.
Man. I always say this, Nick. When you cash and you come over the top, it's good because I just started this whole. I told you I knew nothing, absolutely nothing about gambling.
Yep.
Remember, I came on your show and I was like lost when you guys talk about point and under and 2.25.
But you're smart. We talked a couple times. You picked it up real quick.
Yeah, but now I look at it like this: if you win, if you can keep that account over, then you're good. And I see how important and significant this is, guys, because I knew that I was going to lose most of my money on my first deposit because I was going to dig in there to learn. And you don't learn anything without failing first. Like, if so, you just get lucky, but you gotta fail to learn. So I knew that I was going to lose some money. Plus, Bovada has poker, which
Stay
they
away
shouldn't
from
have
it.
done that to
It's
me.
rigged. If Bovada poker is rigged, I'm telling you.
You said it's rigged?
Yes, they have people. If you're not playing like a big ass tournament, like a big tournament, and you're playing like a cash game or a zone game, they got people in the same room that are on the phone with each other. Okay, and there's bots as well. I heard. So no play any type of online poker when it comes unless it's like the a
Yeah.
site that's only for poker.
Okay, I got you. I actually won some money on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Shit. Walk away.
Look, since I've been playing poker, I'm $29,000 over. I was an avid poker player for a while. I don't have time for it, but I took the game real seriously. I played for 13 years. I played in casino tournaments. I played in the Vegas tournament, WSOP tournament, and I just missed the cash, maybe about 23 places. But just to get that far in the WSOP tournament is
still
really
good.
excellent, really excellent, right? So I'm 29,000 over on poker, so I've won on Bovada. But you might be right. You might be right, because I'll tell you guys what happened. I said, okay. So I played this $80 tournament, but it had $120,000 prize pool guarantee. Like, shit, for $80, all I got to get into is 91st place to cash.
300. Oh,
91st place. That was 800 some people. So I was like, just 91st place to at least cash. And then when you cash in these tournaments, as you move over, the price significantly increases, right?
Yeah.
And so you're talking about a prize pool at 120,000, with first place is 60-some grand. So you can imagine what that final table looks like. Yeah. Everybody getting stacks, right?
They're playing tight.
Okay. Oh yeah. So I said, okay, I'm gonna play this. Well, we get down to where I go out. We're deep in the tournament. 13 people left, like before the bubble, right? Because I went right before the fucking bubble, bro. The bubble was 91, and I think I went out like 96. And this, I think, you could take it as a bad beat, or you could take it as like, yeah, maybe this shit is rigged. So here's what happened. Pre-flop, I'm out of position. Of position. So the guy on the in front of the dealer button, he puts the bet out. He raises it. Small raise, minimal raise. So I call a raise because I'm out of position. I don't go over the top of him. I just call the raise. It's just one over the blind, right? So I call it. Two people behind me call it. And then the small blind, he folds out, but the big blind protects his blind. He calls it. So we got 5 people in this hand. I got pocket deuces, right? That's why I called it, because I had a pair in the hole. The flop comes Jack. The flop comes Jack 10 deuce. So I hit my fucking deuce.
You got your set.
I hit my deuce. I hit a set. So the big blind, he checks it because he probably saw nothing. Now the guy before me who laid the bet, he pops out a continuation bet, right? Which is standard. He should.
Uh-huh.
So I raise his continuation bet. Fold, call, and then fold the dealer. And it gets back to the okay, I thought it was gonna do that to me. So it gets back to the guy that I raised the bet, right?
Yep.
He goes over the top of me, and I know why he did that, right? It makes sense. Okay, go over the top. Is this guy just trying to steal this pot, or does he really have it? The guy, I immediately push all in because I got the set. So the guy behind me that called initially, he folds out. He gets out of the way. And now it's me and this guy, heads up. Bro, he doesn't think about it. You got 90 seconds in the hole. You got time for the clock. He doesn't think about it, nothing. Fucking snap call.
Flush? Runner flush?
Snap call. Runner straight, fam. He had a fucking, look, Nick. He had a fucking ace 5. When the flop comes queen, deuce, 10, you need a runner either way. Runner for the low straight or runner. So you're not even supposed to call that.
He didn't even have a pair. He didn't have anything.
He had nothing. He had an ace 5. An ace 5, man.
Yeah, see,
that's how I'm like, bro, this is sickening. This is sickening. And then so when people say, yeah, it might be rigged, it kind of makes you think, because, like, why is he calling? Like, if you raise, right? If you raise and then the guy don't call your bluff with a hand like that, you throw it away, right?
You
He
were
called
probably
it.
like this, right? 3-4 hit is what hit, and you were probably like when it came down to them flipping the cards over and they gave the money to him. You're like, wait a minute, how did I just lose? And you had to like actually add up what he had because you would never put him on
Right.
ace 5 going all
Well,
re-raised you and then called your
well,
all in.
hold on. I did leave something out, and I don't want to be disingenuous with this because I did forget to leave this very significant point out, which does make the call somewhat sensible. He had hearts. Ace 5 a heart,
Okay.
and the 10 and deuce was a heart.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait,
he
was it
didn't have
so
that.
he flopped 2 hearts?
No, he flopped a fucking straight. He didn't even get the fucking flush.
No, on the flop, just a
He
flop.
had
3
4
4
hearts after the flop, right? He
So
had
that
4 hearts.
he chased the flush and got the straight.
And got a fucking straight, bro.
Holy shit!
Queen, king, runner.
You just
And I'm
told
like,
my
bro,
exact
you
story. I don't need to
fucking
tell a story.
shitting me, bro.
It
And I
happened
had
in
to,
person.
yeah.
I have it in person. I had pocket aces, right? Flop comes ace, 5, like 7, right? And of random, just diamond, heart. What's it called? I flop a set, right? Guy bets. I go no. I bet he goes over top of me. I go all in. He calls and flips his cards over, and he has 8-6. So he was basically chasing the straight, right? And it was a gut shot straight. It wasn't even open ended. You know what I mean? And he ended up catching a runner diamond for a flush.
I hate that, bro. I hate that. Like this idiot shouldn't even have been in there with a inside straight. It's not even open ended or double gutted straight. Like I can understand some people that go for that double gutted straight where they sitting with like a 6-9 and they can catch it with the jack of the, right in the middle.
And you're about to be in the money. You're about to be in the money also. So you're only playing.
That's what I said with this dude with the flush draw, bro. Because like we only like 13 people away from the bubble. That's like you throw that hand away, dog. You don't chase a fucking flush.
No.
He chased it and got the wrong fucking. He didn't even get the flush. He just runner straight. And I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. When the king came, I was like, here we go. You know what I mean? The only thing you wish for is like, okay, pair up. That's what I was hoping the board. Just pair up. Give me another 10. Give me another 10. Because then the flush don't fucking matter. Nothing matters because I got the full house, right? But hey, man, that was how you remember, I just started off with $100 and I lost some money, trying to figure out this system that I'm just learning.
Exactly.
But the $85, plus tournament fee, I fucking dug into my Bovada account fucking with that poker. So I probably have to drop like another 100 on it. But it's not because I lost on the
don't go back on there. Go to MyBookie AG, and you'll get a 50%. If you have Bitcoin, you'll get 100% match bonus. If you have if you're going to use your debit or credit card, you'll get a 50% match bonus. You might as well just set up in a new book and get and they're a good book and get a new bonus. You know what I mean?
On the Pub Sports one.
Yeah, just put Pub Sports in, and you'll get that bonus, a 50% match bonus for if you use debit or credit card. You'll get 100% match bonus.
You know what? I do like Bovada's like betting lines and stuff. Like they got all of these good prop bets and like
they have the best MMA prop bets.
I love it for. Well, I don't know if you look at boxing, but boy, I love what they got for boxing, man.
Do they?
Oh my God! Especially because I understand the boxing side so well, bro. That's what I've been hitting on. Like the boxing, I've been hitting like a motherfucker.
I just smashed
him up the other night.
Tonight there was a fight.
No, when I was on your live. Remember when?
I remember. You're hitting those round props, right? You're doing like
the group betting because Anderson. Remember your guy was like, oh, okay, well you picked Anderson. What you do?
He thought you. He felt so bad.
I talked to him online.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, we talked about it, so we cool. And I wasn't offended anyway because I knew he didn't see the other. But he was 3,000. It was minus 3,000, so we know he's gonna win. But if you took the group betting, you could get that to a plus 210. Still picking the same guy.
What does that mean? What's it called? Group what?
Group betting. So they give you 3 rounds that you can pick that he'll knock him out in. From 4 to 6. From 4 to 6 round, he'll get to stop it. So I knew he was going to stop him. And Jared Anderson is a new kid, right? And he's had no fight that has gone over 3 rounds. Only one fight it went over one round. You understand? So I said he's gonna. But this Spanish guy that he was fighting had a tough chin, had a little experience with him. So I said, okay, this is a good step up fight for the kid, but I know he's gonna win. I'm gonna push it to 4 or 5, and I said I take the group bet. So instead of getting odds at minus 3,000, and I think that's what what's the guy name?
Preston
was saying, like, okay, well, you picked him, and that makes sense because whoop-de-doo, you picked Anderson, he's fucking minus 3,000. But I was trying to tell Preston, no, I picked it during the round, and that's why I even mentioned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You heard him say that, right? Oh, you bet that. Now, what did so you bet 4 to 6, right? What round did he get him out in?
4.
Wow, nice. Was he hurt in the third?
Yeah, he had him mangled up in the third, and when we was going into the fourth, I said, "You gonna put him away? You gonna put him away?" And goddamn sure he put him away in the fourth.
See, I need you to damn it, you gotta fucking call my cell phone if I don't answer on Twitter. Like if it was something
that's what I told Mills last night because I feel so bad. Mills had called me about the Ugas fight, right? And I don't even know. I got to get a hold of Mills to see if he actually made the bet, but I was in the middle of something when he first hit me about it, right? And when I'm working, I'll turn my do not disturb on, so I don't hear that and all of these fucking shit's going off. So I didn't hear Mills hit me back, but I put in there. I said, "Take you guys by decision." I said I put him in my prediction league split decision because you guys is not going to knock Abel Ramos out. People are they're overestimating.
Overhyping. Was that like plus money or even like close to it?
I think he was going to put him in a part. I don't know how Mills did. It was like it wasn't really a big payout. It was like minus 110.
That's beautiful. That's fucking. Yeah. I'll take anything minus 150 unless
it was minus 110 on the choosing by decision or by the points. So I said take you guys by decision because he's not going to knock this guy out. And then some time lapse. So then he picked me back, and then he showed me the ticket, and it had you guys by decision, but then it had you guys on points. That's what it was. It was a minus 145 by decision, but when you slide down to the prop by points, for some reason it said minus 110. So he was telling me take you guys by points of decision. I was like, it don't fucking matter, really. Take them by the points. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was too late when I seen that text. So I hope he didn't miss that bet. I hope he just went with my original bet. I didn't get back to him. He took him by decision. But
he probably did. He probably made sense of it because it's the same thing. Points in by decision. You win by decision. You win by points, right?
Right. Unless it's like a technical decision or some shit like that, which that'll fuck your bet because that actually happened in the Jamel Herring fight. So say like some people that bet on Jamel Herring by the points, well, it was a fucking intentional headbutt, and they ended up having to disqualify the other guy. So it's a technical decision, but then if you took it by the points, you wouldn't get that.
Oh my God! Like a DQ, I would think that would be called. I would thought they would
if you took it by decision, you would still win because it's still a technical decision. But by points, you would get fucked over.
See, that's another corrupt thing with boxing. I love boxing. What are you thinking with that? They got to fix that type of. That's crazy. Oh my Lord!
Right, that's fucking crazy, right? So anyway, bro, we need to collab more anyway. Because you guys are fucking awesome on the UFC, and I'm missing so much money. If we can,
it's every week
these things, right? Because the parlay, I'm a parlay king. I'm creating the system, guys. I'm telling you, like mathematical. That's me, Nick. This is what I call in math, right? So I'm creating this like algorithm, this system, and I think it'll cost me like $300-400 to get it straight. I don't give a fuck. It's money.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm telling you, when I get this system straight, it's going to be just like a constant increase.
I'll make one recommendation. If you're on the UFC parlay, I'll make one recommendation. If you're going to do UFC parlays, keep it to just 2 people. Or if you're going to do more than more legs, which means more, add more. I would just do it with other sports. You know what I mean? Like add a basketball.
No, that's why I need to get with you guys, and because that's all I would do with MMA. I need 2, because it's like with you guys. And like whoever, like you, Guru, Mills is pretty good. I think you and Guru know MMA a little better than Mills. But say like you and Guru,
props, he's good. Me
So like you and the guru, right?
He's good.
You guru and this other guru, and no disrespect, but he's pretty good too, guy.
Beanie Boy.
Oz HQ.
Wait, no, DFS. The DFS by the numbers. DFS guy.
Oh no, he's got guru in his names.
Yes, he copied MMA prediction guru, our friend Guru.
Well, he's actually pretty fucking good though. I ain't even gonna lie, fam. Like his analysis and his breakdown, his understanding. He's actually, I don't put him over our guy, the guru, but he's pretty fucking good. But here's my point though. You guys could take a 3 or 4 table parlay because y'all know enough, right?
Yeah.
Where I could do that with boxing. So all I need is like 2 from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if I get 2 from you guys and mix them with like a 2, 3 from my boxers, that's a 5-teamer parlay.
Yeah.
And I have higher rate of hitting that shit, right?
Yeah.
And look, I missed one just the other night. Fucking Jesse Rodriguez. Now I picked him for the knockout. 5-6. I did the group betting. Motherfucker iced him in the first round, man. And the dude that he iced in the first round, it's like you would never think he would. It was Rivera. He iced Rivera in the first round. Like, holy shit, Rivera got iced in the first round. Here's what makes it bad. I did the mixed parlay 5-teamer. Remember the OV St. Peru that I was on that night? I picked it inside the system. Boom, hit that. Both of them shits that I picked that night that he was like, I don't know, it was the OV St. Peru and then it was the Munoz underdog. I put both of them on that card, fam. The other 2 boxing matches, I group bet, hit them perfectly. Jesse Vargas slashes him in the first round. Here's the significance, Nick. If Jesse Vargas would have hit between 5 to 7, 3 rounds, 5 to 7, that $1 ticket was $563.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
For that $1, and I missed that shit by fucking 4 rounds. Everything else was perfect, man.
Munez was underdog.
Like, I'm gonna hit these tickets, fam. Like, look, you gotta think. Like, say I blow off 80, get 80 of those tickets wrong. One ticket like that covers it all. Now you worry about going top, and this is the system that I'm working out with this shit. I'm telling you,
I would have gave you Overeem.
I would have gave you
Overeem. I would have gave you what's his name, Pereira, to throw in there. They're minus 150, minus 145. Muniz, I bet in my DFS lineup, but I didn't bet him straight. I don't believe it. I have to double check.
I bet him straight because he was like plus 125 or something.
Yeah, it was good value.
I created a ticket. I'm telling you, the best way to get these tickets is just create a ticket, a reasonable ticket of underdogs with all pluses, bro. And the thing with the boxing and the group betting, bro, you get like plus 600s and plus 550s and shit. So you put 2 of them on there, which you pretty comfortable, like that Anderson, right? I'm pretty comfortable with a 3-round stretch. Like, I'm thinking to myself, fuck, these books don't know what they're doing giving me a 3-round stretch like that.
Yeah.
So you take 2 boxing matches, or me, I would take 2 boxing matches with a plus 5 or better from that 3-round group betting. And then I'll mix in some smaller pluses or even like a minus 110. Bro, it makes these $1 tickets over $100, 150, 230, 336. So once I get this system down, bro, and you guys, like with you guys' info and 3, 4, and 5-teamer parlays, that's as deep as I have to go. I don't have to do the 8, 9 shit. Hell, I even created a ticket one time, a $72 ticket on a 3-teamer parlay, fam.
Yeah.
Off of $1. I'm only betting $1 on all of these. So $73.
Small risk, big reward. Small risk, big reward.
Well, and I tell people it's not really, again, I do things mathematically here, right? And I don't look at the amount because I tell people mathematically, don't pay attention to that. Just pay attention to the zero. If this system that I'm using from $1, right? If it works, if you're a heavy bettor, you like to bet more. Well, if I can win $73 off $1, you put 10. You're winning $763 off of 10. If you're a bigger bettor like your guys on Pulse Sports, the 2 guys, Preston and his guy,
Jeff,
and you want to bet 100, now you just win $7,638 off $100. Just following my goddamn tickets, right? And bro, as I get this thing worked out, I'm telling you, our percentages on hitting on these tickets are going to be like 60%. And I just think it like that. If you can do this at a 60% rate, do you know what kind of income you'll start driving
Yeah,
up on
you
that?
only need to be like at like 56, 57 or higher, and you'll be successful. I'm gonna start putting together a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet. I think you should do the same to track your shit. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then you can
look,
like, you know what I
I'll
mean?
give you one better because I've already done the numbers on it. You never fail. Peep this out. Once I get this system fixed, you never go under, ever go under at a 21% win ratio. Man.
Yeah, isn't that funny?
Look how low that is. At a 21% win ratio, you'll never go under. So imagine any month you get up, like you win at like 60% of, right? Your account's gonna be massive. Because we're talking about 300 times the profit and shit like that, huh? 140 times the profit, stupid shit like that. So at a 21% ratio, you never go under. Ever.
Yep.
Right? So anyway. But thanks guys for sitting here listening to Boston Nick and I take it totally off of basketball, but you guys stuck around. But you guys stuck around, hung out with us, Brandon Nicholson, Scott Brown, everybody else. I really appreciate you guys. Great game, man. You broke in Omaha going for straight draws. No, I don't like Omaha. I play
Yeah, I don't like that
Texas,
4-card
Texas
shit, bro.
Hold'em. Texas Hold'em.
Yeah.
Omaha gets that high-low shit gets. I know how to play it, but it's.
I can play Omaha High, but I can't play Omaha Low because Omaha High is just Omaha. You know what I mean? But Omaha Low, that shit, I can't. It's too much for my brain to think of. You know, reading the players and then all that bullshit. Fuck all that. Because
It is, Scott.
poker.
Terrible
I
players.
grew up playing poker. That was the gambling. You know what I mean? Whether it was fucking on my boys or online or at the casino. Because there's a Hard Rock quote like 10 minutes from my house, right where I live.
I want to play the circuit, dog. I'm telling you, I want to play the circuit, but it's just the time. People don't understand. They watch these guys on television, ESPN. I don't care if it's WSOP or WPT poker. Playing those circuits, you put in a lot of time, and it costs a lot of money. If you don't win, if you don't win, I'm telling anybody right now, if you want to go play the WSOP or the WPT circuit, I've already looked into it. Without winning, you have to have $80,000 between the rooms, the entry fees, and this is with no rebuys. $80,000 to play the minimum circuit. Because on the circuit, you don't have to play all 79 tournaments, but if you're going to play the circuit, you're going to want to play a certain amount of tournaments. 89,000, which means you better win, man. Now, if you win or cash in real good, then you can play off of that money. But you're going to spend 7 months, 8 months of the year solely in the poker.
And like you said, time. Like time. I played a fucking $10 tournament with like I want to say it was either 2,000 or 3,000 people in it. I was like 12, 13, literally 13 hours deep, and there's still 200-300 people left, right? And like I think the top 100 cashes a certain amount. And I got to the point where I'm done. This is $10. I was starting like push my chips in at areas I shouldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I didn't have to cash in because of that. You know what I mean? So it's like people don't understand the time. You have to be a grinder. I have a buddy that makes. He works for the company I work. He's one of my best friends. There's like 5 of us. They're all best friends that work for the same company. Well, 2 of them own it, but he makes no less. And I'm not bullshitting you. No less. It's not a huge amount, but no less than 150 to 200 grand a year playing online poker, tournament poker, not cash games, but tournament poker.
I can believe it. That's what I love to play. So the Scarlet Pearl in Mississippi. I don't know if you ever heard of that place, but I played a tournament there, right? It's a bigger tournament like yours, but the buy-in was a little more, $250. It was over a couple of thousand people there. Bro,
that was in a casino, right? Yeah,
in the casino. We played 3 days. 14-hour days. We played. They counted up our chips. We went up to our room. Came back, played again. They counted up our chips. It took 3 days. We were down to we were down to 3 tables on that third day. We actually had got it all the way down to 3 tables by that third day. And there were 3 small tables. So we ended up finishing out. But that's what I tell people. 14-hour days. We got the 2 intermissions and the food break. and you're playing poker. Then you go back the next day and you do it all over again. Then you go back the next day. Some of those tournaments go that long, guys. And then some of these WSOP tournaments, they have a 1A, 2A, and 3A. These are all considered day one. So when you see that it's a 4-day tournament, well, day 1A, 2A, and 3A was still all one day. Then you got day 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's literally a week-long tournament, but they say it's a 4-day tournament. But they had, because of it's a what they call a super rebuy tournament. So until you get to that, until you get to a certain round, they don't cut off rebuys. It's unlimited. So it's day 1, day 1, 2. You know what I mean, like that. It builds up the pot. But it takes forever for that fucking tournament to end. Cause
it's a bitch. It's a bitch. I played 100.
Don't nobody want to go out of that bitch.
I played $125 tournament. We started at I want to say 1 in the afternoon, and we were that's the one I cracked third place in with those aces on the guy that beat me, and that was only a $3,000 take home as opposed to first place, which I know I would have gotten once I took that guy out. It would have been just me and this other fucking old fuck, and it was like a 12 or 15,000 take home. You know what I mean, for first place.
That's great.
All that fucking time wasted for fucking $2 or $3 grand, and I was a drug addict at the time. It all fucking went into my fucking arm within fucking a week. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no doubt. My biggest win in tournament poker was an 8th place cash. Biggest tournament, 9,300 some change. And I cashed 8th place. I got at the final table. And yeah, that was good. I've never won first place in a big tournament. I've won in small local tournaments, a couple of $1,000 was the prize pool. What didn't really cost shit to get in.
Yeah.
$20 or some shit, couple of $1,000 first place prize. I've actually won a couple of those. And it was actually a lot of people in it, 500, 600 people, but it was a local deal.
Yeah.
But as far as major tournaments, that was the best that I've. Well, fuck, bro. You go to the WSOP and you get to the final table, you bank it.
Yeah, you're making good money.
You get to the final table, you bank it. So final table, people well, you didn't win. Yo, this ain't no fucking basketball game. You get to the final table in poker, you fucking winning, fam.
You win the money. You win the money.
You win.
You know what I mean?
You ask anybody at the main event that gets to the final table. Well, guess what? They give you 1.3, 1.2 million. Whatever 9th place is at the final table and the main event, everybody gets that money as soon as you get to the final table. They cut everybody a check. So say 9th place is 1.1 million. Tell you guys how this works. They don't know. If you get to the final table and 9th place is bringing in 1.1 million, as soon as the final table is set, everybody gets a check for 1.1 million. That's how that works. Right off the bat. Because you can get no lower than 9th place. So if you get 9th place, guess what? You walk away with what they already gave you, they're done. If you get 8th place, you get an additional check. 7th place, an additional check, and so forth and so forth. But just getting to the final table, you get that initial check. So I wouldn't give a fuck what place I had. 8th, 9th, 10th, getting to that final table means everything, man.
That's why some of those guys start to play a little bit looser because they know they're in the money and they're a little bit tired. They got low chip stack and they got to try to make a move. And you'll see
I do just the same thing. No. I do just opposite as everyone else. You know how right before the button, people start getting a little more tight because they know. The bubble. Right before the bubble, they get a little more tight. They don't want to go out before they cash. I loosen the fuck up. And I start building because I don't want to go after the bubble hanging on the thread. Because then you get cash, you don't have much chance. So I loosen up because so many people tight and I collect all of these small
King Queen, you'll make people fold with. You know what I mean? You come hard, with a big raise. They got King Queen in their hand, not suited, and they're like, man, what if he has aces? What if he has Ace King? Or what if he has Ace Jack? It's beating King Queen.
What if he has King King? He has me.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I've done it myself because I know other people. So I know other people have to. You know what I mean? I've thrown it away.
And then after the bubble breaks, people generally loosen up. I lock back down.
I've thrown away pocket 5s and 6s like that. You know what I mean? When I'm trying to get in the money, I'm like, fuck, man. Is it if he has 2 cards that are just higher than mine, all he has to do is hit one of them and I'm fucked. You know what I mean? So
And I'll tell you another thing that a lot of people don't realize and where they make a mistake. When you get close to the bubble, this is where a lot of people make the mistake. The pressure, right? So let me take this shit down. Pressure bust pipes. So generally people want to, like you said, put those big bets out there to kind of push them off that heavy. The fucking, say it's 10,000, 20,000 is the blinds. $40,000 bet works. One over the big blind. That's it. It's a psychological thing. People don't get it. Like, you don't have to come out 5 times the blind. If it's 10, 20, coming out 100,000, it's going to get people out of there. But you can get the same thing accomplished with just going one over the big blind because people are so fucking scared. You know what I mean? And I do it all the time. And I still
why is he re-raising, or why is he raising? Even why is he raising so small? Why wouldn't he raise big? You know what I mean? So like, it's almost like it scares him more when you don't raise a lot because like, oh, they want you're trying to suck me into the hand. You know what I mean? Type thing. You know what I mean?
Right. I value bet when I have no value. Like, I'll value bet. You know, it's 176,000 in the pot, and I have no value in my hands, but I'll just bet 36,000 because they like, oh, he just giving me a value bet, trying to get some money, and I don't have shit. I totally missed everything. Throw the value bet out there. They click their cards away. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's all about betting strategy. I mean, you know poker, bro. Betting strategy. Don't even get me started.
You gotta be at the right table. You know what I mean? You gotta be at the right table because you'll have somebody that is just as slick or sometimes slicker than you.
Honest.
It's you fucking
bro, tripping. This is one of my bros in a while. Honest, what's up with you, my man? Good to see you, fam. He said Brandon Nicholson. When the team like the G's year after this for the championship, it always happens. Some teams can take team to 6 or 7 games, like the Chicago Bulls had 7 series with the Indiana Pacers. Yeah, I remember that. Hey, I'll tell you something. Giannis Antetokounmpo, if they don't pull off the miracle and go 4 games straight and take the Heat out, I think there's a chance Giannis Antetokounmpo may end up with the Golden State Warriors next season, and they're going to be a problem for the league again if that happens, because he's going to have Klay Thompson and Steph Curry over there with him, and you got guys like that out there.
Yeah,
going to be problems. But
there's a couple guys off the bench that can play. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. Artis, it's good to see you, my brother. Thank you for coming through. Hey, guys, great game. Me and Boston Nick share some fight stories, poker stories, and other stories outside of basketball. Y'all know how it is on Speaking Mind Sports Talk. This is my man Boston Nick right here. Make sure y'all go see him on Pub Sports. Win that money. This man is, those guys are the group for this UFC. I love them. All of them. My boys, Pub Sports, Boston Nick, Mills, Smoke Green, Billy Brisbane. Billy came through here earlier today, too. Yep. And y'all know I always in this thing. For the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace.